I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How's it going? Man, we got my last good nerve going here because of that slimy scumbag President Pussface. Anyway, 303 with Pete and Flounder here on your freaking Tuesday.
The day I was born.
Yeah, I mean, son, by that comment, I mean, if you didn't hear that, we're going to play it every freaking hour. This is a disgrace. What a scumbag. What a dirty, stinking, lying, phony freak scumbag. God, a disgrace. Oh, man. You know, honestly, I just, he's just, that's what he thinks about America. I mean, it's just, we'll get to all of it. Anyway, how you doing? Oh, okay, fine. That's only me. It's 304 on 106.3 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports rack on tour extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler Flounder's back. He's back. He's back. Now, you look a little better. I mean, you feeling still a little queasy? Or
I'm here.
Now, clearly, we assumed that when you said it was food poisoning, you thought it was, but it couldn't have been food poisoning. You must have had the flu.
It was some kind of stomach bug because my dad had it last week and so did Veronica. And then I had a little bit last week, but not near as bad as they did. Yeah. And then early Saturday morning, I started having nausea.
Is that going? I mean, I wonder if that's going around.
It could be, but I had the nurse come Saturday, and she also came yesterday.
Oh my God!
Because I couldn't keep anything down, and I had nothing in my body, so I needed some fluids. And they have it now. They have it now to where you can have someone come out there for you in a couple hours.
And now, is that do you have a health plan like that, or you just called them?
You on that stuff, you pay a little bit out of pocket. It's not. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's not too
like
expensive.
$100? What's the cost?
It's a couple hundred. Like for the food poisoning thing I had, it was a couple $100.
Wow.
And again, it's expensive, but not having to get out of bed and go to a doctor's office and sit in a waiting room, I think it was kind of worth it.
ER would have cost you $250
exactly.
or something. Yeah.
And the only thing they're going to do is they're going to, with a stomach bug and stuff like that, they're just going to give you the fluids and vitamin B and B12 and stuff like that. So
we saw the pictures. The same thing happened to me with when I was dehydrated once at the VA hospital down in Florida, and my arm ballooned up, and I finally yanked it out myself and said, "Excuse me." So
I didn't do that, but
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
No.
But I yanked it out, and I just waited for it to come back and said, "I really don't think this is. I think I'm done. I think I'm full.
I'm out of here.
Full tank, baby." And Pete Davis, what's new in the mountains of Macon over there? Share with the thing there.
I found out, Kimmer, that people are way too judgmental.
Oh, God, what did I do now?
I can tell just by looking at them.
Hey, judgmental, It's like my therapist said that, he said, oh, never mind. I was going to do a bunch of my funny ones. Screw it. What's the point?
Hey, I got a question for Flounder.
All right, sir.
Does the nurse do more? Does she, tuck you in? Or
Nothing. No.
One of those nurses?
No, I don't think there was any a la carte.
Nursing and massage. Madam Ling's nursing and massage therapy.
While you're here.
As long as you're in the door, got an extra $200 for you if you got a minute. Anyway, good Lord. That's 306 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's the number, 457-1230. That's right, the 457-1230. That's our phone number. That was just for the morning team, our American anal team in the morning. Apparently, they're now ripping me for saying the number slowly, as though I'm so old that I can't get the numbers out without. Oh my God.
Well, at least people call our show, so I mean,
it's amazing. Well, he gives those numbers so slow because he. I'm going, oh my God, it's so people can. Anyway. Oh, those beautiful bastards. I never miss them, 6 to 10 in the morning. Yeah, well, of course, a few minutes here and there when I'm doing stuff, thing. And I actually left the house today for like 40 minutes. And it was in the store, so I don't listen when I'm in the store, stuff like that. But I actually left the house today it was kind of cool. I got to be honest with you. All right, anyway, 307. We're going to play President Stupid Face's comments. We got all this stuff. We'll talk about they're going to go ahead with the Mayorkas impeachment business. We'll talk about that too. You'll hear Tucker Carlson and some vicious reaction to that. Also, the Toby key. In fact, I'm going to. I'll tell you what, Flounder. I'm going to goof around here for a minute, and then I want to talk about Toby Keith before I get into all that presidential stuff. And Donald Trump lost a case at the court, and it's going to go on to the thing. Fannie, the floozy of Fulton County's back in the news again. You'll hear Tucker over in Russia, and boy, social media is going nuts. It used to be if you were a reporter and you said, "Guess what? I've got an exclusive interview with the president of any country. Pick one." And they'd say, "Mo, that's a great get. Holy cow, you got the president of the freaking nation, especially a nation at war. Holy cow, that's a hell of an achievement." No, he's a traitor now and should be put in prison. A journalist. I mean, God, what is the matter with people? I guarantee you that people in their teens and 20s, the Gen Zers, are saying, "Well, yeah, you can't go over and give you with Russia. You're a traitor, man. We knew about Donald Trump was a Russian agent. I guess so was Tucker Carlson."
Well, the question is why have they interviewed Zelensky 800 times, but they haven't interviewed Putin once?
Well, again, everything is stupid. Now, what the hell is this thing?
That's called an iPad.
I hit on my iPad and I opened it up. I hit the Fox News thing. And it says, award-winning gigabit internet. We're expanding in Atlanta. Ready to get started. Installation happening today.
You hit the wrong.
What the hell? No, I hit the Fox thing. I'll show you right now. I'm hitting the Fox News app. I just hit it. And award-winning gigabit internet. Ready to get started. Installation happening today.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure.
What the hell is that?
I'll have to look at it later.
Now, how do I get rid of it? Oh, there's an X up there. Jeez, that's unbelievable. Yeah. All of a sudden, the Fox News app is doing this all the time. I'll be doing the middle of a story, and all of a sudden, boom, the commercial comes up, and there's no X to get rid of it. You have to wait till it's freaking done.
It's called an ad.
Yeah, well, I don't like it. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you, Flounder. It's not your fault. Anyway, 309, we're going to play a Toby Keith song in a second. We're going to talk about it here in a second. So, by the way, when I do my next Magic Music Stick that I ask you to do for me, I'm going to put 2 of his songs on there. How Do You Like Me Now, which is my favorite of his, and As Good As I Once Was. My 2 favorite Toby Keith songs. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. First of all, speaking of music, I might as well get right to this. And again, we got all the news. Speaking of music, I got it on my phone. Hold on. Oh, I got it. Stop stinking phone. Oh, one more. Here we go. Okay. Speaking of music. Flounder sent me this the other day. I posted on Facebook, and we talked about it here on the radio. I posted the video and sound of me in my car, Christine, singing the song by Air Supply, "Lost All Out of Love." Was it, or "Lost in Love"? One of the two. I forgot which one.
Both are horrible. So
anyway,
I don't know.
Well, anyway. Lost in Love, I think it was. Anyway, and there's a 3-note progression of a chord that just drives me nuts. I love it. The sound of it just makes me tingle and go crazy. We've talked about it. There's an actual thing and stuff like that. Okay, so and then you guys were making fun of me the other day. We were talking about Tracy Chapman. For the Grammys, and what I said was something like, "Well, I don't like that kind of song because it's like it's like B flats all over the place, and instead of A sharp or something, it's just like it's got flats in it, so it's not a good chord kind of progression." Well, guess what? Here's a comment from Jason, who says, "My God, you know nothing about anything music related." I swear to God. He says B and A sharp are the same note. So I said, so wait a minute. So I actually Googled it just 20 minutes ago. I Googled it, and it says showing results in that B flat, the same note as A sharp. In the most common musical notation, B flat would be the same as A sharp. That is a half note lower than B and a half note higher than A. All right, so kiss my ass. That's how much I know about music. So thank you very much. Our friend, was it Scott? Yes. Jason, our friend Jason. Thank you very much. All right. Now, okay, let's, and by the way, we got a limerick. Two things. We have a limerick for our limerick contest, and I will again offer, if you would like for Valentine's Day, for me to call your estranged lover and tell her how much you miss her and love her and you wish you could get back together again, I'll do it for you.
Stop it.
I'll do it for you. Now, a little Toby Keith here. Flounder, if you don't mind, we got one handy. We could just play a little bit of Toby Keith. He passed away. It says here, surrounded by family, peacefully passed away last night. He fought his fight with grace and courage. Please respect the privacy of his family at this time. Toby Keith was only 62 years old. He had stomach cancer. Known for, should have been a cowboy, was a big one. Obviously, my list, beer for my horses, courtesy of the red, white, and blue. One of them giant ones. He had the big. In fact, I'll talk a little later. I'll do it right now because I want to pay a tribute to him. But he and the Dixie Chicks had a horrible feud. And wait to hear some of the reaction on social media about him passing away, showing the typical liberals and their reaction to it. And we'll get to that in a second. A little Toby Keith here for a second.
How do you like me now that I'm on my way? You still think I'm crazy, standing here today. I couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. How do you like me now?
What a great story. She turns on her radio and there's Toby Keith singing the song when she dumped him in high school or whatever. What a great song. Yeah, get it back, man. Don't let her forget it. Oh, sorry. I was a little, no, everything's fine now. Shut up. All right, 3:14. God bless you, my friend, and rest in peace. Kimmer Pete Flounder.
He took your dreams and he tore them apart. He never comes home and you're always alone and your kids hear you cry down the hall. Alarm clock starts ringing. Who could that be singing? It's me, baby, with your wake-up call. How do you like me now? How do you like me now?
Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in on Saturday or find it online at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 770-627-3235 or online at atlbail.com.
You shouldn't need a degree in finance to choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-offs, no compromise, no hassle. Just the stuff you want from a bank that cares. And that means no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and automatic upgrades. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Visit truist.com/one. Truist.com/ONE. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Hey there, it's Janelle King, host of The Janelle King Show, right here on Extra 106.3 FM, where we are unafraid and unapologetic. We explore the topics that matter the most. You can catch us on Saturdays at 4 p.m. and encore episode on Sundays at 9 a.m. And catch up on past episodes by going to the Podcast Park right here at Extra 106.3 or wherever you get your podcasts every single Tuesday. Until then, stay unafraid, stay unapologetic, and never stop seeking the truth.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack. We specialize in only foundation repair. What makes Atlanta Ramjack special is the crews. Our crews are the most experienced people in the industry. Foundation repairs has many aspects. We do helical piers, hydraulically driven piles, we do polyfoam injection, we pressure grout, we do carbon fiber reinforcement. There's multiple solutions to foundation repairs. If you see any signs of foundation issues, please contact us at atlantaramjack.com.
Thrilling action here for you. 317, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's back. He's back. And Michael Jackson's here, too. Went to court on this day, 2017. And a judge had a question, kind of puzzling, about Michael Jackson's album Thriller. It was a court case, 2017 this day. Tax Judge Mark Holmes had always been puzzled, he said, that by the end of the Michael Jackson Thriller, when the star's former lawyer, John Branca, appeared in front of him, the judge took the opportunity to settle the matter. What exactly does the funk of 40,000 years mean? Branca answered, karma. The exchange came during the first day of a trial looking into Jackson's debts to the tax man. Listen to this. Listen to this. Sorry, I don't mean to tell you, listen to this. You're listening already. It's silly. I hate it when TV people do that. Watch this. We're already watching, you idiot. Sorry. The IRS claimed that Jackson's estate owed more than $700 million. How do you get to the point where you owe $700 million? You think after you owe like $400 million, you say, geez, I better start paying this. I don't know. I mean, God, a massive chunk of his estimated $1 billion fortune. And then they had to go to court and say, well, he's really not worth that. No, he ain't worth that much, your judge. He's Michael Jackson. No, he's not worth that much. It was kind of an ironic twist there. 319. And our birthday list today with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder is Rick Astley. We're never going to. This is weird. I've never had this happen to me, but I think it's a thing, or at least it used to be. Rick Astley is 58. And this is from Flounder's history birthday guy. Quote, without him, there'd be no Rick rolling. Do you know what Rick rolling is? Pete, do you know what that is? Rick rolling? Flounder, do you know what? Oh, you probably know because you did this.
Yes.
Okay. I did not know what this is. Actually, I've heard of it, but I'd forgotten what it was called. Rick rolling. Without him, there'd be no Rick rolling. The fad where you send someone a bogus internet link and tell them it's something really cool, and it actually takes them to Rick's Never Gonna Give You Up and Never Gonna Let You Go song, and that's all. So it's kind of a trick. Nick Astley is 58 years old today. And let's see, our birthday history list. 1954, the Gull Wing Coupe. Mercedes introduces the 300 SL Coupe for far advanced from anything else on the time of 1954. 6-cylinder engine, top speed over 150 miles an hour. The Gull Wing 300 SL Mercedes Coupe, they only made 1,400 of them. And now it would cost you $1 million or more if you could find one in decent shape, or even if it weren't just to restore. They're multi-million-dollar cars now.
Beautiful cars.
Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. In my prep school, one of our masters, Mr. Oh, God, I can't remember his name. Oh, I hate this. I'll look at my yearbook when I get home. One of our masters had the Mercedes coupe. Anyway, 320 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Okay, let's get. By the way, we got a limerick thing from our buddy Jason. We've got meme stuff. We got the TV stuff of The Bachelor, which you'll hear from Tucker. You'll hear the Biden and Donald Trump on the debate issue. The jury's in on the Michigan woman who gave her kid the gun, and she and her husband are now on trial. She just got convicted for letting him get away with murder, and actually didn't get away with it at all, but committed. Anyway, we'll get all that stuff. But first of all, honestly, I was ready to pull the freaking hair out of my nose and my ears when I heard this. President Pumplefump today is, again, as they have done, blaming everybody else for what they have done. President Pussface has now officially, for the next year before the election, for the rest of this year, before November 4th, is going to make sure that everybody thinks Donald Trump is responsible for the border crisis. Even though it was Donald Trump who had closed the border, and President Pussface, who now has opened it, suddenly using the word crisis. Anyway, listen to the words that this man uses concerning what's going on with the border.
Every day between now and November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends. It's time for Republicans in the Congress to show a little courage, to show a little spine, to make it clear to the American people that you work for them, not for anyone else.
Courage and spine? You pussy, what are you talking about? You dirty, stinking, lying hypocrite.
This is the most spineless president in American history.
Oh, my God. He's an empty shirt. He's a fraud. He's a fake. He's a disgrace. He's a freaking liar and a scumbag and a political hack. You're the worst human being I've ever known. You and that dirty, stinking, cuckold wife of yours, the enabler who's allowed all this to happen. And Puti Tat, former President Barack Hussein Puti Tat. My God.
She's not the cuckold.
Well, the cuckolder. She's a cuckolder, all right. I know. I don't know how you pronounce it. Exactly. You got to hand it to her, I guess, anyway. God almighty. For the GOP to show some backbone and some spine and courage? Oh my God. I'd like to punch him in the face.
The hate that when he says MAGA people, he hates us.
That's right. And let's, it is so obvious. You can't even say, let's remember, he's the one who let them all in. He and Mayorkas deliberately let them all in. All they had, in fact, I don't know if I must feel like I still see it. I get a little annoyed with Jesse Waters. I like his show, but he's annoying to me, so I don't watch him all the time anymore because he's getting on my nerves. But last night, he did a brilliant job. His staff, he didn't do it. His staff did a brilliant job of going through this stupid border bill. And they, for example, did you know this? In the border bill that they proposed, which is not going to go anywhere, they proposed something. Let me see if I can find it here. They proposed about $20 million for so-called border enhancement. And the bill has $400 million for free legal aid for all the illegal immigrants. So when they come in here, they're going to get free aid, free assistance, free lawyers. And Jesse also had the Immigration Service has now changed the survey the questionnaire that you have to answer to be eligible for amnesty. It is now. It's like the citizenship test is I don't know, 4 pages or whatever, and for the immigration people now, in order to declare amnesty, to be eligible for amnesty, it used to be a whole series of questions of what your country is like, waited to go through. Now it's 3. They narrowed it down to 3 questions, and all you have to say in the answer to those questions is, "I'm afraid. I'm afraid." And if you say that 3 times, they'll say, well, is your country doing forbidding people from so-and-so? I'm afraid. Yes, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Does your country have a process to have claims against the government? No, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. If you say that 3 times, they give you a pass and you're in. That's it. So everybody qualifies if they just answer the 3 questions and say, I'm afraid, I'm scared, I can't go back to my homeland. And you're in. And the bill, again, $20 million for security, $400 million of your tax money for lawyers for the illegal sneak-ins to make sure they can have their rights as illegal immigrants, sneak-ins in America with their new home. And he had like 50 of them. Every single point in this freaking bill, there's a horrible reaction to it, but when you find out the truth, it's unfreaking believable. Honestly, and Mayorkas, this is even funnier. Mayorkas, he said he didn't know that Joe Pussface was going to start calling the border situation a crisis. Again, remember, there was no border crisis. It was secure. For 4 years, a border crisis. There was no border crisis. Remember, they wouldn't even say the word. Oh, what? There's no crisis. It's the border secure. We're processing people, and the border's secure. and now it's a crisis.
And not only that, they're blaming Republicans and Trump.
And now they're blaming Donald Trump. And you heard him say, from now on, for the rest of this year, the American people are going to hear nothing but Donald Trump is responsible for the border crisis, which was not a crisis until his poll numbers went down. And now it's a crisis.
The question is, will the news media point out that it is actually Biden who opened up the border after Trump had closed it, or will they be his lapdogs? And will people start believing this?
Well, hard to say, because now the same thing they're saying Trump's to blame is right along with they're saying, well, give me a border bill. He's saying, give me a border bill. I got nothing to work with. You damn Republicans in Congress aren't giving me a bill. Give me a bill. So again, now give me a bill. They won't give me a bill, and now they're doing it because of Donald Trump. And they want to make sure he's happy that he's running for president. I mean,
they don't need a bill.
I know, exactly.
He doesn't need a bill.
Exactly. And until all the mainstream media starts saying, he doesn't need a bill. The border was closed when he was president. Now it's a crisis suddenly because of politics, and he doesn't need a bill. He could shut it right now with a phone call. As soon as every mainstream media said that, it would be over. And people would say, oh my God, you're right. Gee, why didn't I think of that? I mean, seriously. I hate where my country's going. I hate this. I hate this. And for this scumbag, for this mentally deficient pusshead to be blaming what he's calling me, that I don't have any backbone, I don't have any spine, I don't have any courage. Republicans don't have MAGA Republican. He didn't say Donald Trump. He said all of us. He said anybody. Now, again, I don't love Donald Trump. I think he's a goof. He's not my kind of guy. But he was a great president. He's going to be a great president again. He's the only guy we've ever had for decades and decades who doesn't care about anything but his country. But he's in office. He didn't care about making money. Hell, he lost $4 billion. But again, I mean, it's just unbelievable. He's calling me, this scumbag president of ours is saying I don't have any backbone and I don't have any courage. Oh, yeah, I'll match you any day. You want to take out back and beat me up? How about that? We're about the same age. How about this? How about a fight to the death? Here we go. I'm challenging the President of the United States to a fight to the... What? What? Would that be bad?
No, you're not.
I can challenge. I didn't say I wish him ill. I can challenge a man to a fight, can't I? Let's get our lawyer Flounder, here's your... we get our lawyer on the phone and find out if I can challenge the President to a fight to the death. Is that something that's legal, or if it's legal, then I issue the challenge?
It's just for occasions like this that we keep the Mexican mall abogado on retainer.
I'll get Dr. Vinny Boom or whatever it is to see if I'm mentally stable. Honestly. I mean, swear, honest to God. Let's do a thing. I'll represent the MAGA Republicans, even though I'm just a guy. I'm just a nobody guy, okay? I'm just an old fart. And I've lived a long time, and so I'm ready to let it go right now. My next fight will be my last, I guarantee it. And I'm ready to, I'll challenge him right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Is that a problem? Oh, anybody got a problem with that? Is that now? Am I going to get the Secret Service calling me? I didn't assault him. I didn't threaten him or anything else. I said let's have a mano. Let's do an honest to God. Let's do an official boxing match until one of us can't get up. And he could kill me. I'm offering the President of the United States a chance to kill Kim Peterson right now. Tell me, what's wrong with that? Yeah, I love this too. from the old 50 show,
Peter Gunn.
Peter Gunn. Henry Mancini.
Yeah, she sashayed across the room. Her hips whispered a sweet hello. 50s, baby. 3:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra.
Dan Goldman came out. This is a representative out of New York. This is the man who went up during the Biden impeachment trials going, there's no evidence, there's nothing. The same exact speech, you could actually take it almost word for word when he came out of this with Mayorkas was the same thing. There's no evidence.
The border being wide ass open.
No evidence whatsoever.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
I think it's time to get rid of that old, ugly garage door.
Get rid of it? All it needs is a quick repair. Where's my duct tape and WD-40?
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors, and let us be the ones to tell you if you need a repair or a replacement. If you have a wooden or uninsulated steel door, a replacement will always pay for itself with energy savings. But if your door is insulated and not very old, put down the duct tape and let us come out to service your door the right way. Head to allfourseasonsgarages.com or give us a call today.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like Georgia Dental Implant Center.
Thanks, Tara. We are a specialty dental implant practice. Our practice is also a general cosmetic office with 2 cosmetic dentists in both offices. We have hygienists on staff in both offices as well. We are an all-inclusive family practice, gentle dental care, and specialty implant practice, Georgia Dental Implant Center. From single implants to full mouth restoration. We call it Teeth in a Day. Our owner, Dr. Hahn, works as a prosthodontist completing his implant fellowship at Columbia Dental School in New York. However, all of our professionals at Georgia Dental Implant Center maintain the highest levels of accreditation. We love our partnership with Our Town Monthly. Helping the community stay healthy and smile with confidence is top priority for us.
That's right, Stephanie. Smiles are free. You might as well give one to everyone. And remember, Our Town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Good marketing makes a company look smart. Great marketing makes a customer feel smart. The Marketing Madmen surround themselves with people that are smart. The Marketing Madmen is a network of themed shows that simplify and celebrate the madness of marketing with real-world advice, timely and meaningful interviews, and good old-fashioned hijinks. Everyone is marketing something, which means that we can talk about anything. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. to Extra 106.3 to hear The Marketing Madmen, or look us up on Google, find us on your favorite podcast provider, search The Marketing Madmen, and please send your questions, send your comments. We're happy to talk to you.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Okay, dokie. I've been calling inaudible. Is this the Eagles? I don't even recognize this song. I'll be
Yes, it is.
Joe Walsh.
No Joe Walsh, or yes, Joe Walsh?
This is Joe Walsh singing.
Joe Walsh.
Huh. I don't think I've ever heard this song. I'll be darned. I thought I heard them all. Well, it was on this day, 2001, guitarist Don Felder was fired from the Eagles. He would later launch a $50 million lawsuit against Don Henley, the drummer, and guitarist Glenn Frey, alleging wrongful termination and breach of implied in fact contract. Don Henley and Glenn Frey then countersued Felder for breach of contract, alleging he had written and attempted to sell the rights to a tell-all book. They settled out of court, and they aren't saying how much each one got, if anything. So the Eagles, it wasn't all honey and joy. 3:35. Our birthday list includes Fabian, teen idol, 50s and 60s. And, oh, that's my car. Oh, rats. Can I answer this and Pete talk for a minute?
Really?
No, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Can I? All right. You guys talk. Hit my mic.
Okay. So, Flounder, did your arm ever quit swelling, or is there other things swelling on your body as well?
No, I'm good. It didn't really swell that much. It was more or less just the way I took the picture.
It looked like it was 400 pounds. So everybody else is fine, right? Your dad, Veronica
and my dad are out of the woods. I'm pretty much out of the woods. I've just got I got to eat boring food for the next 3 days. It's referred to as the brat diet. Bananas, rice, apples, and something else. Very, very boring.
What the T stand for?
No.
Well, if it's a T, it could be anything. It could be termites. For that
I can eat termites. That's correct.
You can eat turkey. They look like rice. In fact, that may be what the rice is. They're just not telling you. Does the rice move around when you pour the milk on it?
No, it stays still. So
who puts milk on rice anyway?
Nobody. Maybe you.
Yeah, I drove by. I drove past his car and I waved last night when I went through Jasper because it's so sad to see his car there parked on the side of the road.
Okay, sorry, boys. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. That was it. Won't be ready for that. It's a transmission issue. In fact, you know what I should have done? If I had, oh God, you know this is amazing. If I had any money, I would have said, you know what? Put a freaking clutch in there. Forget that automatic 7-speed, what do you call it, the paddle shifter. I said, put a freaking clutch in that thing. Anyway.
Really? Be a man.
Well, it'll probably cost me $10,000. I don't have any money for a clutch. 337. Okay, what did I admit? Did I admit anything bad? Oh, I'm sorry. I was on my birthday list, and sorry, guys, but I just, I'm driving this little. In fact, I'm so spoiled, and I feel like such an idiot. I should be so grateful. They delivered me a loaner car. I mean, who can complain about that? They said, Schottenkirk Ford. So I love it, but I hate the car because it's one of those it's a newfangled car. It's a couple years. I mean, it's at least a year. It's got 30,000 miles. Some kind of a 4-door SUV Escape, I think it is, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I think it probably has front wheel drive, and the transmissions are kind of soft, and it's just it's just a whole different thing. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, thank you, and I'm not complaining anymore because it's sort of the white man's disease here, complaining about the car you're driving. I know, I'm sorry, 338. I'm admitting it so you can make fun of me. Okay, now back to the actual program. Our birthday list includes Fabian. Teen Idol, 50s and 60s. I'll never forget this either. I used to see him on Dick Clark's American Bandstand shows. And there's video of Fabian, who's 81 years old today. Fabian is, it says here, he's performing on Dick Clark's early shows. Good thing he's pretty because his dance moves are non-existent. Fabian, if I'm not mistaken, was sitting on the porch of one of those row houses areas in, I think, Philadelphia. And an agent was just strolling down the sidewalk and looked at him and said, "Kid, I'm going to make you a star." Because he had great hair, he was pretty, teen idol, just sitting there looked like a teen idol and became one. And he can't sing worth a crap, but he was a huge star in the 50s and 60s. Fabian, 81 years old. Good for you.
Wasn't he in North to Alaska with John Wayne?
Oh, God, I think he was.
Horrible movie.
It's like, remember when Ricky Nelson was in True Grit or one of those Cowboys movies?
Oh, no.
Or
one of the John
Dirty
Wayne movies,
Dozen.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy. Yeah. Oh, my. He was in, it was Rick Nelson with the one with Dean Martin played a drunken sheriff, and they had to sober him up to be the bad guys with John
was
Wayne.
Was it Rio Lobo?
Rio Bravo. Rio Bravo. John. Oh, my God. Oh, that's right, Pilgrim.
Truly, he was the Son of God.
Where's your God now, Moses? Of course, that was Edward G. Robinson. I'm sorry. 339. Okay, and our history note, I didn't even do a history thing. History note today, 1952. King George VI died in his sleep, which immediately elevated his daughter Elizabeth to the throne as the Queen of England. She was on vacation in Africa, I believe, at the time, and she was a young lady. Her official coronation wasn't until 18 or 16 months later in 1953 when Elizabeth became official queen, and we do that. Again, there's more. They keep coming out with releases about King Charles, and they still say, they're saying it's not prostate cancer, but they're still not saying what it is. And they're saying, well, we wanted to reveal the information to help the people deal with having cancer around the world. No, you're not. It's just more speculation. What the hell's going on? What are you waiting for? I mean, seriously, what's the difference between, people are wondering and just saying it? Rip the Band-Aid. Anyway, all right, 340. What do I know? I don't know anything. I'm in a funky, man, I'm in a freaking weird play. It's just the bizarrest thing I've ever seen. Our 3 o'clock hour is brought to you by our friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. If you need financing to grow your business, visit firstlibertyga.com. That's firstlibertyga.com. 341, our phone number, and I'll say it the Kimmer way because people like me like to hear numbers you're giving on the radio. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. And if you're listening tomorrow morning, 1, 2, 3, 0. There you got it. All right, 341. We got news. I got to start goofing around stuff, too, and some social media stuff and all that kind of thing. And we're going to hear some debate comments here in just a second. 341, Kimber, Pete, and the Flounder's back, and it's a great day. And by the way, thank you, Morning Show Joe, too. Morning Joe was great to fill in. A couple days in the last week, he did a double shift, so we appreciate it. Donald Trump is not immune from being prosecuted in the election case, according to the U.S. Court of Appeals in the D.C. Circuit, which is important to remember. The D.C. Circuit, probably the most liberal circuit there is, other than San Francisco, maybe. His presidential immunity claim by the actions of his office, including his role in overturning the election results, saying the court said it was unpersuaded by his argument and ruled a case against him can proceed. The court said we have balanced Trump's asserted interests in executive immunity against the vital public interests that favor allowing this prosecution to proceed. We conclude the interest in criminal accountability held by both the public and the executive branch outweighs the potential risks of chilling presidential action and permitting vexatious litigation. Vexatious litigation? Gee, I guess I better look that the hell up. Now, why would they put a word like that? You telling me there's not another word that's better than vexatious litigation? Do you know what that means?
It vexes me. Yeah, it means it disturbs you. It vexes you. It confuses you.
Oh, for God's sakes. Well, then why don't they say permitting confusing litigation? Vexatious?
Who said that in a movie? That's a movie line. I think it's Khan, Wrath of Khan, where Cardinal Montalban says, he vexes me about Shatner.
Oh, I know the word vex. But oh, my God. I don't even think that's a word. Oh, sorry. Anyway, a double jeopardy clause. Trump said it was a double jeopardy clause since he was impeached by the House of Representatives over the involvement in the election, thinking he was found innocent. And that's my point, too. How could you possibly accuse a president of insurrection when he's never been charged with insurrection? How could you convict him for insurrection and rule against him when he's never been accused of insurrection? I mean, seriously, isn't that fairly obvious?
It's a mystery. As the Catholics say. It's a mystery.
I'm serious. I mean, we've considered his contention that he's entitled to categorical immunity from criminal liability for his certainly critical action took as president. Contention is unsupported by precedent, history, or the text or structure of the Constitution. Well, it's also this business of accusing somebody or convicting somebody of insurrection when he's never been accused. That's not in there either. I'm almost positive that's not in the Constitution. By the way, if you ever want to accuse somebody of something and convict him, even though he's never been charged with it, you can go ahead and do that if he's a Republican. You know, that's Article 19, I'm pretty sure, subsection C4. Dear God, what the hell's going on with this freaking country? Okay, 344. Well, now I've blown the whole segment about the debate thing. Oh, no, now actually... let's play the Tucker Carlson thing. You want to do that? And then we'll talk about the debate with the president's stupid face. And then we're going to play his comment again every hour about how he feels about half the country. First of all, the leftists are going crazy because Tucker Carlson is in Russia to interview Putin. And here's how Tucker's responding to all this stuff.
Most Americans have no idea why Putin invaded Ukraine or what his goals are now. They've never heard his voice. That's wrong. Americans have a right to know all they can about a war they're implicated in. And we have the right to tell them about it because we are Americans too. Freedom of speech is our birthright. We were born with the right to say what we believe. That right cannot be taken away no matter who is in the White House. But they're trying anyway. Almost 3 years ago, the Biden administration illegally spied on our text messages and then leaked the contents to their servants in the news media. They did this in order to stop a Putin interview that we were planning. Last month, we're pretty certain they did exactly the same thing once again. But this time, we came to Moscow anyway. We are not here because we love Vladimir Putin. We are here because we love the United States. And we want it to remain prosperous and free. We paid for this trip ourselves. We took no money from any government or group. Nor are we charging people to see the interview. It is not behind a paywall. Anyone can watch the entire thing, shot live to tape and unedited, on our website, tuckercarlson.com. Elon Musk, to his great credit, has promised not to suppress or block this interview once we post it on his platform, X, and we're grateful for that. Western governments, by contrast, will certainly do their best to censor this video on other less principled platforms because that's what they do. They are afraid of information they can't control.
Anyway, this is unbelievable. Former Congressman Adam Kinzinger, the crybaby, says Tucker Carlson's a traitor. Bill Kristol says Tucker Carlson should not be allowed to return to America. They're saying they praise Barbara Walters for doing this kind of stuff. Why are they so afraid of this interview with Putin? Another Adam Kinzinger is a bitter little bitch. Nikki Haley would have him in her cabinet if elected. It's especially rich that coming from due process wrecking ball like Adam Kinzinger, that a journalist or any American becomes a traitor by visiting a foreign country we're not at war with and interviewing its leader in equal parts demented, stupid, and authoritarian. Normalized in liberal discourse. My God, 347 with a kibber-peated flounder. 40.
Legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
Joe Biden is a liar, but the media covers for him because over 95% of the producers, the reporters, the writers, the editors, the publishers will vote Democrat in the upcoming election. Their candidate must be protected, even if you have to lie to do it.
Bortz weighs in with commentary every day and is live with the Morning Extra on Tuesdays. Atlanta Talk Radio legends are only on Extra 106.3.
A new Braves season is around the corner, and tickets are on sale. The Braves' home schedule is jam-packed with great matchups, including the Texas Rangers in April, Red Sox in May, and Phillies in July. Plus, you better get your tickets now for when Shohei and the Dodgers head to Truist Park in September. 2024 will also be more amazing gate giveaways, like the Ronald Acuna Jr. bobblehead trio commemorating his record-breaking season. Replica chain giveaways featuring Michael Harris II and Orlando Arcia, a City Connect replica jersey, and the list goes on. Visit Braves.com/promos to see all of the amazing giveaways throughout the season and purchase your tickets. And fan favorite specialty ticket packages are back in 2024, including the Military Appreciation, Father's Day Catch on the Field, Star Wars, and more. Visit Braves.com/packages to see these special packages and the exclusive items that come along with your game ticket. Atlanta Braves baseball for the A.
Blue-collar business owners, listen up. It's time to revolutionize your hiring process with the Blue Collar Recruiter. Finding the right talent for your blue-collar needs just got easier. We specialize in connecting you with skilled and dedicated workers so you can focus on growing your business. So say goodbye to recruitment headaches. Let the Blue Collar Recruiter save you time, effort, and deliver top-notch talent directly to your doorstep. Invest in your team's success with the Blue Collar Recruiter. Visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com or call 678-916-6145.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House again. It's time to just lock them up. Just lock them up. And I bet you think I'm talking about lying Joe and Hunter Biden. While that's a great idea, what I'm really talking about are things like guns, important paperwork, and extra cash you may have just laying around the house. The deals on safes are hot. Drop by the Atlanta Safe House and save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. No appointment needed. Drop by the showroom in Ackworth and let the safe experts help you pick the safe that's right for you. Or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of the clock ticking. Valentine's Day will be here before we know it. Don't panic. I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers, and I can help you find the perfect gift. This year, visit SolomonBrothers.com and check out our gift guide. In honor of Valentine's Day being on the 14th, we've got 14 perfect gifts for your loved ones, starting at just $249. That's right, gifts starting at just $249. Shop earrings, necklaces, watches, bracelets, rings, and more. Whether you're buying for him or her, your child, loved one, or friend, no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Hear that? That's the sound you'll hear when they open that gift on Valentine's Day. This year, surprise your special someone with a gift they'll wear forever. Visit us today in any of our 3 showrooms on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and now in Peachtree City. Or shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
What's your retirement
retirement plan. Master Plan Retirement Consultants specialize in constructing plans designed to meet the challenges you could face over the course of a retirement. As holistic retirement planners, we cover tax, income, Social Security, legacy, healthcare, and long-term care planning. Our strategies are designed to maximize your retirement savings and income while minimizing taxes and protecting your assets from forces that could disrupt your retirement, providing peace of mind. A fiduciary advisory firm, Master Plan Retirement, works with you to create the potential for a sustainable retirement and a legacy to be remembered. Join us on our weekly radio show, Retirement Roadmap, every Saturday at 12 p.m. on Extra 106.3 as we discuss retirement topics for today's financial environment. Episodes can also be found on YouTube and on your podcast platform. Find us at masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Yeah, what's that smell? Sorry, miss. 352. It's only me. Oh, hey. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 352. Have we heard from the White House yet about my challenge? Anybody respond to that?
Yes, Scott said we got a phone call from National Security.
We did get a... Well, good, I hope they're arranging in my challenge. I'll bet they did. Now, that can't be a thing.
Nice.
If you remember Shannon Burke when we worked over at News Radio, they got...
Yeah, but that was different. That was a potential thing. I'm just offering a fair fight. That's not a thing. Who wouldn't be able to say, he said he's one to like to tell you about taking behind a woodshed behind the school and beat the crap out of you. Well, here's your chance. Anyway, 353. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder with Nirvana. Smells Like Teen Spirit on this day, 2014, named the greatest song of all time by NME. Yeah, I don't know what that is. What's NME? National Mediocrity Enterprise?
It's a magazine.
A magazine. Smells Like Teen Spirit, 2014. Greatest song of all time. One of the last songs written for Nirvana's breakthrough album, Nevermind, released in 1991. I
think it was one of the best songs of the 90s, but I don't know about all time.
Well, this is
in the top 100.
Oh, my God. This is a yelling to music. This is not a song. I'm so sorry.
It's a song.
Oh, okay. Anyway, the rest of the top 5 tracks were Last Night, The Strokes. Number 4, that's number 4. How Soon Is Now, The Smiths, number 3. Yeah. I Feel Loved on a Summer, number 2. And Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division, the number... that can't be right. The rest of the top 5 were... number 2 was Love Will Tear Us Apart, Joy Division. Okay. Well, anyway.
Well, none of them are Fabian, but...
Yeah, well, then who is? 354.
I still think we have a number 1 song we're supposed to play that we started a month ago.
Oh, my God, that's right. The Rock and Roll Magazine, Rolling Stone Magazine.
10 worst songs of the 70s.
10 worst songs of the 70s. We played 9 of them, and we'll get to number 1.
At some point.
We'll get to number 1 here.
Sure we will.
Our birthday list today includes Mike Farrell. Mike Farrell was Captain B.J. Honeycutt on MASH. I never he was just kind of a weak, kind of a mamby-pamby. And now maybe just the role he was playing on all the role. But anytime I've ever seen any movie he's ever done, he looked like a pussy. I mean, it's just
he's a squarehead from Minnesota. He's just a lib.
I'm not sure I quite agree with your police work there, Lou. Mike Farrell is 85 years old. Holy cow. Good for you. He made it. And later on, we'll talk again. Toby Keith passed away at 62, stomach cancer. And wait to hear some of the nasty comments on social media. Good Lord. Dixie Chicks kind of a thing. Let's see. Our history list includes, on this day in 1928, a woman named pronounced actually as Francisca Skranskoska. It's possible I mispronounced that. This woman in 1928 arrived in New York City using the alias Anastasia Tchaikovsky, claiming to be the long-lost daughter of Tsar Nicholas II, Anastasia. And I think they found out that actually I think she was. if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. 355, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. All right, to the news of the... This is incredible. President Stupid Face just offended everybody who didn't vote liberal, and we'll play that soundbite for you again after the top of the hour here in case you missed it. But now it's debate time. Donald Trump is saying, let's debate, and for very good reason. Here's the former president.
But I'd like for immediately debates. I'd like to debate them now because we should debate. We should debate for the good of the country. So,
yep, so let's do it. Donald Trump was on with Dan Bongino saying a debate would be good for the country. And when President Stupid Face was asked about it while he was sucking down an ice cream sundae or a milkshake or something, they asked him what his response to be for Donald Trump's challenge of getting on the debate.
He's ready to debate you right now. Do you accept?
On radio. What do you guys do immediately?
Me?
Yes.
Will you debate him?
If I were him, I'd want to debate me too.
He said to me, if I were him, I'd want to debate me. And by the way, it's if I were he, because the president's too stupid to know grammar. Well, if I were him, I'd want to debate me too. He's got nothing else to do. He's got nothing else to do? He's 98 felony counts against him. Anyway, the debate commission, by the way, has scheduled 3 general election debates for this fall. Neither Trump nor President Scuzzface has publicly agreed to them, at least not yet. Of course, it's obviously early. The debates are scheduled for September 16th at Texas State University, October 1 at Virginia State University, and October 9 at the University of Utah. And there are 3 scheduled, and nobody said whether they're going to do it or not. But again, he's not going to debate. It would be unbelievable. Can you imagine? If this president had to get to a podium and take on Donald Trump in a debate. Oh, Lordy. And again, we're going to play his comments about you and me and everybody else we know. 350, almost 358. And again, we haven't talked about this story much, but Jennifer Crumbley got convicted. We'll see what the result and the punishment might be. Michigan jury, Jennifer Crumbley, the mother of the high school shooter, guilty on all 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. It's kind of an historic criminal trial. Jennifer and her husband were charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter because 4 students were dead, 7 others injured. In 2021, the kid went to school and shot it up. Now, let's see, they were pleaded guilty. The kid pleaded guilty to murder and terrorism. He's serving life in prison without the possibility of parole. He was 15 years old, carried out the shooting using a gun his parents bought for him as a gift. They said, as a parent, you spend your whole life trying to protect your child from dangers. This is what the mother testified to in court. Answering questions from the defense, you never would think you'd have to protect your child from harming someone else. That's what blew my mind. The hardest thing I had to stomach is my child harmed and killed other people. They argued that she didn't know her son was planning a school shooting. They said, no, that's not true. She went to the school. The kid was already in trouble before. He had disturbing notes in class saying, help me, blood everywhere, my life is useless, had a drawing of a gun. And the prosecutor says, you should have been with him. You should have taken him home instead of leaving him there. And that's when the shooting happened. And then apparently when the shooting became public, she started telling a different story, and then she took off. She and her husband fled to Detroit. Anyway, she's guilty, and her husband has yet to stand his trial, so here we go. And we'll see what happens for not doing something about the kid who shot up the place. Coming up on 4 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And we got so much more coming ahead of you, too, including the Kimmer's Challenge.
W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
An impeachment vote is coming. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The House debating 2 articles aimed at holding Homeland Security Chief Alejandro Mayorkas accountable for the border crisis. Georgia Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And the American people are fed up. with millions of people abusing our laws, Mayorkas breaking the law.
At least 2 House Republicans have said, though, they do not think there's any impeachable offense. The House Speaker, though, says he thinks they do have the votes despite a narrow majority. Proposed border security reforms do not appear to have enough support to survive tomorrow's planned procedural vote in the Senate. President Biden blames former President Trump for that.
We have to get the resources to the border to get the job done. So Republicans have to decide, who do they serve? Donald Trump or the American people?
But Republicans say President Biden inherited a much more secure border and could make changes now without Congress. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell says if the reforms do fail, other issues in that security package should still be addressed, including aid for Israel and Ukraine. The verdict is in for the mother of a school shooter in Michigan.
After 2 days of deliberations in Oakland County Court,
we find the defendant guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
The jury's verdict on 4 counts against Jennifer Crumbly in a first-of-its-kind case that centered on whether parents can be held responsible, in this case for failing to get her then 15-year-old son mental health treatment and for supplying him the gun he'd later use to kill 4 classmates and injure 7 others at Oxford High School in 2021.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Ethan Crumbly was sentenced to life in prison without parole last year. His father also faces trial next month. A late rally on Wall Street, the Dow up 140 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
There we go.
This is the way I always dreamed it would be. The way that it is, when you are holding me.
Now, see, this would be music. Be lovely notes, harmony, choruses, no screaming. This is music, baby. I can hear music with the Beach Boys. Sad day, 1998 on this very day. Guitarist, singer Carl Wilson from the Beach Boys died after a long battle with lung cancer. Carl Wilson was only 51. He was also diagnosed with brain and lung cancer in early 1997, the year before. He sang the lead vocal on God Only Knows, Good Vibrations, I Can Hear Music, this one. He also sang backing vocals on Elton John's Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. I didn't know that. Carl Wilson, 51 years old when he passed. And again, the King of England, Charles, is still has that cancer, and they're talking about it, but they won't say what it is. I don't get that. I don't understand. And Toby Keith passed away at 62 from stomach cancer, and we'll play some more of him later on, and also some of the comments. In fact, I'll do that in a second. Our birthday list also includes, that was music list. Our birthday list includes Tom Brokaw, 84. And I'm probably the only guy I remember with a speech impediment, became a major network anchor and a TV star. And on this day in 1971, who could forget? Alan Shepard, the astronaut, hit the first golf ball on the moon. He smuggled the club head of a 6-iron in his spacesuit, came up with a makeshift kind of a shaft, and using one arm in his spacesuit on the moon, hit the golf ball. And I thought it went like forever in orbit, but it traveled about 300 yards, they say, as it turned out.
I'll just take a second here to edit that out of my sports.
Oh, you had that? That's not sports. You had that in sport. I'm so sorry.
It's golf.
Well,
it's golf.
Oh my God! It's astronomical stuff. It's astronauts. Well, now I got other sports things. In fact, I got a boxing thing. I got a baseball thing, and I got an NFL thing. No, I'm not going to do them. I'm going to do them after sports, to see whether you do them, because you're the sports guy. And I always save them until the end because I don't want to, step on
Obviously
your sports
not.
toes. Well,
You obviously
clearly,
don't save them until
I
the
guess we should have had an extra meeting to find out if Alan Shepard was in your news of the sports world today. By the way, I've now been told that I'm going to have to change my offer of a fight to the death with the President of the United States. Instead, now here's the deal. I will challenge a fair fight, absolute opportunity, and it's until the loser says, "Mommy, mommy, mommy." Okay? I challenge the president to a fight. A bare fist. No host bar will wear a T-shirt and gym shorts, and that's it. Mano to mano, one-on-one, the president and me fight until one of us says, "Mommy, mommy, mommy." Okay? If we could set that up, I'd really appreciate it. Because after he basically challenged me and everybody I know who voted for Donald Trump. I'm not a MAGA Republican. I'm a freaking American Republican. I'm an American, and I voted Democrat before. I don't mind. I'll admit that. It was a younger guy. Absolutely. What the hell? Get off my freaking back. But you want to call me gutless and has no spine, no backbone, and no courage? Because Republicans don't want to let your border rotten thing continue? Sturdy, rotten, stinking lying fraud? I challenge you to a fight. Fist fight, no holds barred, fist fight, slap fight, anything you want to call it. Until one of us says, "Mommy, mommy, mommy." 3 mommies. I'm serious.
Can we do one? What do liberals object to with MAGA? Make America great again. Yeah. Do they think that we want to send it back to the 50s where there was racism and sexism and stuff? All right. Why don't we get rid of the word again? If that's what's upsetting them, make America greater. If they still are upset with make America greater, then it's all about just hating America.
That's it. Well, again, I think a lot of this. Well, 2 things. I think a lot of this is just simply the swamp's momentum. What we're seeing in this country since Donald Trump came down that stinking escalator, we've seen the swamp is rolling with this kind of momentum. It's like a giant anti-gravity force, and it's just growing and growing and growing. And every time you chop it and attack it and get rid of part of it, it just keeps expanding, but it grows itself again. It's like a freaking
hydra.
It's
Hydra.
It sounds like a little freaking what was it? The little toad that regrows its own legs or something when you chop them off. The reptile is a newt or something. A newt, but it's unbelievable.
Turn me into a newt.
It's a newt. I mean, and again, but I don't understand. I do understand the momentum of it, and then the problem is the damn stinking cell phone. They're linked by their social media craze. TikTok helping people get across the border. Everything is social media, and they're all linked by it immediately, instantaneously, and worldwide. And how are you going to fight that? And again, if they don't watch the news, all they know is what's on their phone, and they're talking to their friends.
You can't stop it, but do what Tucker Carlson and what Elon Musk is doing. You use it. You use it for your side to get your word out.
Yeah. But again, if you're not covered except on conservative media, it's one arm behind our back. It's unbelievable. But again, this man. In fact, let's do this, Flounder. Let's get that soundbite of President Stupid Face just a short while ago, and they played the wrong part on Fox at the 4:00 news on Fox. All they played. I got to get the thing here now. Hold on a second to get the thing. Here we go. The thing they played on Fox was only that. You have to focus on the American people. That was my focus. Well, they missed the best part. Here's the slanderous accusation challenging me and everybody else who voted for Donald Trump as a coward with no backbone. Here's a stinking president, lying, freaking, phony hypocrite.
Every day between now and November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends. It's time for Republicans in the Congress to show a little courage, to show a little spine, to make it clear to the American people that you work for them, not for anyone else.
Oh, yeah, give me a freaking break. He's been working for the Communist Chinese, for the Romanians, for the Russians. I mean, this is unbelievable. How come the mayor of Moscow's wife gave his son $3 million? Answer me that. How about all the, 24 or 124 shell companies that the Biden family has to funnel money from Uncle Ceausescu in Romania to his granddaughter, the Biden family granddaughter, for her college expenses? Gee, well, what's the possible link there? But what was she, a masseuse or something, fly over there to give massages and he paid her for it? I mean, what's the possible legitimate business expense to show why the granddaughter of Joe Biden got money from a Romanian guy? I mean, come on, you're killing me here. Scumbag. No courage, no spine. You lousy, dirty, stinking coward. I hate this man. Honestly, this is a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. He's challenging us. You're challenging my manhood. Well, fine. Come on and get it. I'll fly up there. You let me know. Let's have this man-to-man fight, man on man, just the two of us. No arms, no armament, no nothing, no brass knuckles, just a man fight bare-fisted, the two of us, until one of us says, mommy, mommy, mommy.
Can you kick in the balls?
Absolutely.
All right.
This is a free-for-all, baby. I mean, he's a tough guy. Remember, he's a freaking tough guy. Oh, I told Corn Pop, you try to hit me with that chain, I'll rip your freaking head off. Oh, Donald Trump, I'll take you behind the school and beat the crap out of you. Fine, do it to the Kimmer. I freaking dare you. Dirty, lousy, stinking scumbag president. Oh, my God. What a disgrace.
Ear biting?
Oh, my God. Absolutely. Anything. Anything goes. The two of us. We'll wear a T-shirt and gym shorts, and that's it. And let go. Somebody go, boom, and there. Have at it until one of us says, mommy, mommy, mommy.
Eye gouging?
Absolutely. Anything goes. Anything goes. He's a tough guy. I'm not. I'm just an old fart. I'm nothing. I'm not. I haven't died. Who am I? I haven't been in the Marines, 60 years or whatever, 55 years or something? Come on. What the hell? It should be fair fight. We're almost the same age. I'll be 78 in a couple of weeks. I mean, what the hell? That's fine. And I've had cancer and a heart attack. What's he had? Has he had cancer and a heart attack? I got a freaking thing pounded in my chest right here to make sure if I have come up by an electric wire and start getting a heart attack, it'll snap it back into routine thing with a thing there. So I got a chest implant. I got my boob chest implant for the heart thing and had cancer and a heart attack. What the hell's he got going for? Talk about a fair fight. I'm ready right now. Dirty punk-ass scumbag. No courage, no backbone. How about kiss my ass? How about that? God, I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. Now they're going to fire me. And I fine. If you want to fire because I'm doing this anti-president, fine. I'll leave right now. 413, Kevin, Pete, and Flounder. And we're hardly done, by the way. Hardly.
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Well, here we are into February ugly, and you're probably starting to get those wonderful little W-2 forms from your employer, or 1099 forms from somebody who paid you in cash for a job well done. It didn't have to be this way. And so here comes my quick lecture on the fair tax. Here's what you could be facing as April the 15th gets closer. Absolutely nothing. No tax forms to fill out. No reports under penalty of perjury to be provided by you to the federal government. Here's how last year would have been. Tax year 2023, every payday you would have received 100% of your check. Everything that you earned. There would have been no deductions for income tax, for Medicare, for Social Security. No deductions. 100% of your check. You would be paying the taxes to the federal government in the form of a consumption tax. which would be very close, if not less, than all those taxes you had been paying to the government before. What's more, you would not be paying $1 in taxes to the federal government until you had taken care of the basic needs of your family: food, education, shelter, clothing. Yes, this was all possible. $20+ million of research went into the fair tax. The bill is still before the Congress, but it's really going nowhere. Why? 2 reasons. It would have been the largest transfer of power from the federal government to the people in the history of this country. Politicians will not stand for that. The people had to demand it, but the people were busier demanding more wins from their professional football team and more goodies from the government paid for by somebody else. Have a happy tax season. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Well, Sally, thank you for your time, but unfortunately we can't offer you the position.
But why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and we saw some red flags.
Like what?
Apparently you were accused of dog-napping a Chihuahua named Mr. Cha-Cha.
Mr. Cha-Cha was my soulmate.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
Spring is just around the corner. The last thing you want to do is spend all weekend on yard work. Echo Power Equipment takes the hassle out of yard work so chore time won't get into the way of your time. Don't buy your Echo equipment at a big box store. Visit your locally owned Howard Brothers for the best selection and price available. Howard Brothers' largest one-day sale of the year is Wednesday, March 16th. Put it on your calendar because Echo Power Equipment will be 15% off on that day only. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Echo and Howard Brothers.
As we start 2024, Central Heating and Air Conditioning would like to thank everyone for trusting them with your heating and air conditioning and home performance needs by throwing the 27th annual Winter White Sale going on right now through the end of February. And you can save up to $2,000 with carrier rebates, the best in the business. At Central, you're guaranteed to get the best deals possible. And why is Central Heating and Air the best? Well, they're one of the few locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and it's still that way today. And Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house health and possibly your family's health with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speeds, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air's 27th annual Winter White Sale goes through the end of February. So check them out online at centralheat.com or call them at 770-GET-HEAT and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck, and I saw a statistic recently that jumped out at me. In 2017, home equity grew by a staggering $908 billion in America. That represents a 12% increase year over year. For most Americans, home equity is the biggest chunk of their personal wealth. At realestateagentsitrust.com, we see adult children who seek our help and sell their parents' homes. Often, the home is in a distant city and the condition of the home can be poor. And of course, our agents at realestateagentsitrust.com go above and beyond to help those families sell these homes, and that's a great feeling for everybody involved, including us. But it makes me wonder if there might be a better way. Have you considered looking at the equity you have in your home? It might be smart to sell now and downsize and have that equity to enjoy your golden years. If so, I urge you to go to realestateagentsitrust.com and let one of our agents see what might be possible by leveraging the equity in your home. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
It was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well.
And John Travolta's dancing with Uma Thurman right now. Little twisting contest, if I'm not mistaken. 420 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And Chuck Berry. Well, was on the stage 1990. More than 200 women filed court actions against Chuck Berry in 1990 after it was alleged that he had been secretly filming them in the toilets of one of his restaurants that he owned. Yeah. Wow. And apparently it was true. I was kind of a kinky fellow there, apparently. 420, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We got a new breaking story on the border thing, and Peter Ducey's at it again. We'll hear it in a second. First of all, our birthday list includes that naughty little Amy Robach, that ABC cheater who was having an affair with her black guy co-host, and so they eventually got fired. It came out in public, and they got fired. And then, if I remember correctly, this is several months ago. If I remember correctly, her husband, who's white, started having an affair with his wife, who's black. So both interracial couples of the cheaters started getting back at the other one by having a sex with their mate, which I think is pretty funny. Good for them, and what the hell? What a, just in time for Valentine's Day, we salute Amy Robach, the 51-year-old cheater who got caught, whose husband then started cheating, although wouldn't be cheating anymore, with the wife of the other guy. Anyway, 421. And on our history list today, here we go. I remember this. 2006. Britney Spears was photographed driving around Malibu with her infant baby son, Sean Preston, sitting in her lap while she was driving, which is absolutely illegal. And, of course, it was Britney Spears, so what the hell. All right, 422. Now, I just lost my phone thing. We got an update here. Pete just found this, and Flounder found the sound. This is outstanding. We're 2 for 2 here. Peter Ducey, talking about the border deal. And, again, President Shiftless has just, offended everybody who voted Republican and claimed we don't have spines or backbone or anything else. Peter Ducey. I don't think we have the question part of it, so I'm going to read the question to Peter.
I got it.
Oh, the question also? All right, here's Peter Ducey talking to the podium princess, Regine Bashine Fatoon. She's black, she's gay, she's a girl.
You guys talk a lot, including today, about how the border wouldn't be such a big deal if Congress would have just passed your immigration bill on day one. Who was in charge of Congress on day one?
So it's been 3 years. It's been three whole years. More than 3 years.
So?
More than 1,000 days.
How many days again?
Look,
she's trying to think of something to say.
Obviously, this is a difficult issue. And what we have said is that Congress has to act, right? Congress, Democrats, Republicans have to act. But in those 3 years, it is true that Republicans have gotten in the way.
Liar.
They just have, Peter. They have consistently used the immigration system.
Republicans have gotten in the way?
As a political stunt.
In the first 2 years?
That's what they've done. They've gotten in the way in trying to get more Border Patrol agents. They've gotten in the way in actually trying to fix what's happening, the challenges at the border. They did.
So,
I mean, they voted.
Democrats
They've actually voted.
The first 2 years, no response.
I'm not saying that Democrats have not been in control the first 2 years. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying House Republicans have gotten in the way. They have. They have
such a liar.
Gotten in the way in trying to fix what's happening at the border.
lies.
That's just unbelievable. What do you mean Republicans have gotten in the way? You opened the border.
Not to mention, for 2 years, they're saying there hasn't been a border issue.
There's no border secure. There's no crisis.
Lying bitch.
First of all, the border agents they want to get, the patrol agents, aren't there to stop anyone coming over. They're there to count them as they're coming over.
Yeah.
So there's another lie.
Yeah.
But End Wokeness has this little stat. Biden says the only reason the border's not secure is Donald Trump. Here is the illegal border encounters in 2020 when Donald Trump was president, 400,000. And 2021, Biden took over, 1,700,000. 2022, 2,300,000. 2023, 2,400,000.
There you are. I mean, those are just facts. And again, you know what? It's not going to make it's not going to make a damn bit of difference when the election rolls around. Anybody who hates Donald Trump is not going to be swayed in any way by anything. The same way with these court cases. It doesn't matter whether the Supreme Court rules that Donald Trump should or shouldn't be allowed to run, or whether he has immunity from prosecution so he can go ahead and go to the trial. It's not going to make any difference. Nobody's going to wait for the court case to see whether they should vote for Donald Trump. I mean, so the whole thing is preposterous. It's all political. Everything that's happened, whether it's an illegal court case or not, is all political. Because if it weren't Donald Trump running, they wouldn't be charging him with all these crimes. I mean, it's so freaking obvious. They should be locking up all these people. Oh, by the way, speaking of locking up, I'm glad I said that. The 4 o'clock hour brought to you by Atlanta Safe House. Lock up these people. You may not know you need a safe. You do. Take it from the camera, the dumb things I've done without one. I have 2 from Atlanta Safe House and learned my lesson. Atlanta Safe House. Learn more at atlantasafehouse.com, by the way. 426. I mean, this is unbelievable. And by the way, notice when he said, who was in charge on day one, she said, well, it's been a long problem, Peter. Since day one, it's been 1,000 days. I mean, she's trying to say something until she can think of what to say.
It's a tough problem.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Well, the Republicans have gotten in the way, Peter. I don't know what that means. I hate these people. Honestly, I hate them, and they're going to get away with it. Well, you heard her say the Republicans are getting in the way. That's why we don't have a border. That's why they're coming across. The Republicans have blocked the border bill. Oh, my God. Again, I'll say it again. There's the border bill that's going to get shot down, the new one, $20 million for border security, which actually means helping fill out the paperwork. They're not going to block the border with that $20 million for more agents. Nope. It's going to help them get across and fill out the paperwork. $20 million for border security, $400 million in that bill for free legal advice for all the illegals who come in. $400 million for lawyers. Guess who wrote that bill? Lawyers. How unusual. Oh, my God. The fix is in, man. Oh, dear Lord. I mean, honestly, these people are shameless. I mean, shameless.
Mexican mall lawyers for everybody.
Yeah, line up at the mall. One of those drive-through windows. Stay in your car. We'll take care of you.
Kelly's on the line. She wants to clarify something. I think you made an error.
Oh, well, how unusual. And who'd you say it was?
Her name is Kelly.
Kelly. Hey, Kelly, you're on the radio. What did I do wrong? Please help me out.
Hi, Kimmer. I'm very much in support of your opinions, but you should know that Biden wasn't saying that the public or the MAGA regular folks didn't have a backbone.
He was saying Congress. I know, but I know, and I changed it to say, well, because if he's talking about Congress, if he's talking about Congress, they are the representatives of the American people, including my congressman. So you're right. You're absolutely right. He did technically say Congress, and you're correct, and I stand corrected, and I appreciate you holding my feet to the fire, but I did it because they represent me. And now, and by the way, let me ask you, are you I don't even, well, I guess I have to ask who what you stand for. Are you offended that the President of the United States says that basically people who voted for Donald Trump are responsible for the border crisis, and we don't have the courage or the spine, the backbone, the guts to take care of the problem? Are you offended by that?
I am basically offended by everything that man does. So, yes, absolutely.
And Kelly, I don't understand. I have hard time believing why there isn't more of a national uproar. I mean, these things, he keeps doing these things. We keep pointing out that he stumbles around. He doesn't know what he's saying. He just saluted meeting a guy who's been dead for 24 years. The Mitterrand of France the other day. I mean, this all happens over and over and over, and yet it's like it's not making any difference. You'd think the streets would be filled with protesters saying we got to get rid of these people. Stop voting for them or something. I don't know.
It's because nobody knows. The mainstream news doesn't ever cover it. I mean, the news is so siloed, nobody knows. I have an idea.
Yeah.
I think the Republicans ought to buy every single billboard in every single swing state and start using them before the election.
Yeah, and buy up every vacant TV commercial opportunity, buy every one of them for every TV station for all those swing states, so nobody gets advertised except the Republicans buying it in advance or something. And again, it's the cell phone. It's the yesterday's cigarettes. These damn cell phones, and that's all they're relying on to get their information, which is all live from social media. Oh.
You do one issue on the billboard, make it really catchy so they have to go to the website. The website is a flyer and that you could give to your friends, and there's backup for everything you say on it.
I like it. I like it. Kelly, you are a tremendous addition to this program. I hope you call more often. Thank you, baby. You have a great day.
I will.
Thanks, Kelly. Fine, thanks, sweetie. 4:30, Kimmer P. Flounder and our new Kimmer babe, Kelly, on the straight and narrow here, the way it ought to be on 106.3.
Your drive home is off the charts. The Kimmer Show comes your way from 3 to 6 p.m. every afternoon.
Think of it that way. If the Democrats have to get rid of a guy they brought in, it's one vote they don't get in the future.
Well, look at it this way. This country got rich and famous and popular and proud and just great. Yeah. More than one party. Yeah. The only people who want one-party systems are Marxists and fascists. Yeah. That's the only one. And they never work. They're always horrible one-party states, but they are pushing for a one-party state. You got to ask yourself why. Because they are Marxists and fascists.
The Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder are only on Extra 106.3 FM and listen anytime on the Extra app.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like Georgia Dental Implant Center.
Thanks, Tara. We are a specialty dental implant practice. Our practice is also a general cosmetic office with 2 cosmetic dentists in both offices. We have hygienists on staff in both offices as well. We are an all-inclusive family practice, gentle dental care, and specialty implant practice, Georgia Dental Implant Center. From single implants to full mouth restoration. We call it Teeth in a Day. Our owner, Dr. Hahn, works as a prosthodontist completing his implant fellowship at Columbia Dental School in New York. However, all of our professionals at Georgia Dental Implant Center maintain the highest levels of accreditation. We love our partnership with Our Town Monthly. Helping the community stay healthy and smile with confidence is top priority for us.
That's right, Stephanie. Smiles are free. You might as well give one to everyone. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
What are your plans for your business this year? Hey, it's Tug. Do you want to expand and grow? Are you exhausted by going to lenders, building a relationship, and a week later, you got a new person to deal with? You have to start all over again? You don't have that with First Liberty Building and Loan. The Frost family has been helping businesses grow since the 90s, and they want to know you. Unlike big banks, they want to partner with you. The Frost family knows the patterns. They know the ebbs and flows. They know business. Get to know them at FirstLibertyGA.com. Building a building, buying a franchise, expanding. Reach out to them. Spend 10 minutes with them. See if you're a fit for them and if they're a fit for you. You do that at FirstLibertyGA.com. And by the way, if you're a young banker and want to work with a team that is faith-friendly and has a culture of excellence, First Liberty might be a good match. Reach out to them today. First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Bronies, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
I think it's time to get rid of that old, ugly garage door.
Get rid of it? All it needs is a quick repair. Where's my duct tape and WD-40?
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors, and let us be the ones to tell you if you need a repair or a replacement. If you have a wooden or uninsulated steel door, a replacement will always pay for itself with energy savings. But if your door is insulated and not very old, put down the duct tape and let us come out to service your door the right way. Head to allfourseasonsgarages.com or give us a call today.
My name is Jamie High, and I have worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years. Why do I work for Bruce? Because he truly cares. He cares about me, he cares about my family, and he cares about each and every one of his clients. Family is important to him, and he never makes me choose between my family and work. He values me as an employee, but also as a person. At our firm, we are all family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I am Jamie, and I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years because he's the best. Hagen-law.com.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck, and I saw a statistic recently that jumped out at me. In 2017, home equity grew by a staggering $908 billion in America. That represents a 12% increase year over year. For most Americans, home equity is the biggest chunk of their personal wealth. At realestateagentsitrust.com, we see adult children who seek our help and sell their parents' homes. Often, the home is in a distant city and the condition of the home can be poor. And of course, our agents at realestateagentsitrust.com go above and beyond to help those families sell these homes, and that's a great feeling for everybody involved, including us. But it makes me wonder if there might be a better way. Have you considered looking at the equity you have in your home? It might be smart to sell now and downsize and have that equity to enjoy your golden years. If so, I urge you to go to realestateagentsitrust.com and let one of our agents see what might be possible by leveraging the equity in your home. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. With Pete Davis and Flounder. Flounder's back. And that's good. And again, thank you, Morning Joe, for filling in a couple of days when Flounder was ill. And how's Miss Veronica? Is she still suffering from the...
she's pretty much out of the woods, so she's good to go.
Now, do we think it was the same thing, you and your dad?
My dad seems to think that all three of us got the same thing. It was just some stomach bug going around.
Yeah, wow. Anyway, I'm glad that it's you're doing better, and welcome back, as always. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 436.
It always sucks for me, though, because I probably lost 10 pounds.
Well, yeah, you're not. You're you're in shape, though. I mean, you're athletic and you work out a lot. So, but still, I mean, that makes a difference for you. Oh, hell, in fact, I've gained 7. Ninth grade.
Yeah, the funny thing is some pictures popped up on my phone the other day when all of us were at that radio station for 7 weeks, RC Media.
Yeah,
And it was when you had your mustache. And looking at you now and looking at the picture, you were a fat ass.
Well, in fact, the pictures I showed the other day I put on.
I mean, you were big. No, because you just look bigger because you've lost so much weight.
Well, for a second, I don't want to, waste our time talking about me and my fatness, but just the other day we got those pictures from the guy about one of the motorcycle rides or the charity ride. Did you see how big I was on that motorcycle? on my super trike? At the time, well, again, okay, I'd also had 5 weeks of radiation, surgery, and chemotherapy, which put me into menopause for my cancer stuff. This was after I had cancer in 2003 or whatever it was, or 2002, whatever it was. Anyway, and so I gained all this weight, and they told me you're going to gain, it's from the chemo stuff I had. It's going to just blow you up like crazy. And I think at the time I weighed something like 240. I was between 235 and 240, and my fighting weight's like 205. And now
Did they tell you to stop working out during that?
Well, I did work out, but it wouldn't make any difference. And plus, you lose muscle mass and your water weight. It's just horrible. Well, I used to have hot flashes, and Wayne No Offense would play, one of the hot flash song, whatever it was, when I'm on fire or whatever it was, when I start dripping, soaking wet, sitting here in my chair, pouring sweat coming off of me, like my mother used to get when she was going through menopause. They put me into male menopause with Casonex and Lupron, I think it is. Anyway, So that was nice. So I was fat. I was huge. And maybe that explains why, I couldn't keep it. Whatever. 439. This, I don't know, we're playing crack work. Is that
Kraftwerk?
Kraftwerk. All right. And this is some kind of German band or what? This is Kraftwerk, number 1 on the British singles chart with the model Computer Love. The first, I was guessing, the first German act to score a British number 1 single. Spent 21 weeks on the British chart. Kraftwerk, 1982. It's kind of an 80s kind of
electronic band.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. Good for them. Our birthday list, holy cow. Our birthday list includes Mamie Van Doren. Have you ever heard that name, Flounder?
I have not.
Pete, you know who that is. Back in the day,
British. Yeah.
Back in the day, there were 3 bombshells. Well, there were several, but the 3 basic bombshells were Marilyn Monroe, Jane Mansfield, and Mamie Van Doren. I mean, there was also, the sex kit and stuff like that, but these were the buxom, big, broad babes. And
Blonde.
big blonde broads. I mean, they were built and they were huge. they were not muscular. This was long before women had muscles. This was not, this was not the muscular time of our culture. This was big babes. And Mamie Van Doren is 93 years old today. Good for her. What is the memory she must have about that time? Holy cow. And on this day in history, 1951, radio legend Paul Harvey. Good day. Paul Harvey arrested on this day in 1951, trying to sneak into the Argonne nuclear test facility west of Chicago to show how lax the security was. Everybody knew it, and he proved it, and then he got caught. So it's, I guess, anyway. Yes.
By the way, before the cards and letters come in, Mamie Van Doren is American. Who was the British blonde bombshell? Her name was Diana Dors.
Oh, Diana Dors. Diana Dors. Absolutely.
Diana Dors.
Yeah, that was another one. I forgot she was British, or I didn't know. Yeah, that's right. And of course, Gina Lollobrigida, and there were a lot of different, Sophia Loren. I mean, so there were a lot. But again, the big blonde babes back then there were basically 3 or 4 of them. So Diana Dors, that's who that was. 441, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. And I say it slowly so that you can remember to write it down or whatever. Just quick update. DA Fannie the Floozy, Fulton Fannie the Floozy, Fannie Willis has now got another accusation, number 4, hoping to disqualify her from the Donald Trump case. David Schaefer, co-defendant with Donald Trump, 2020, was a Georgia GOP chairman and a GOP presidential elector. And this is kind of cool. Check out what they're complaining about here. David Schaefer says Fannie the Floozy engaged in a pattern of prosecutorial forensic misconduct. It should disqualify not only her, but her whole freaking staff. She engaged in an improper relationship with this guy, Nathan Wade. Boldly should be forcibly removed from the case, conflict of interest. And Schaefer and his lawyers argue that it's primarily what warrants her removal. She said, well, they only attacked me because he's black. No, they attacked you because you were the one, that was the only one you were banging. Unless you were banging the others. Now, Fannie, if you were having sex with all 3 of them that you hired in this case, I'll take back my apology. But I think, since you were bragging about his length and girth, you only were screwing the black guy. So, I'm sure it's racial. It's not racist, but it's racial. You're the one who picked out the black guy. Gee, I wonder why that is, Fannie. Tell us why, of all the 3 of the 2 white guys and a black guy, let's see, who would you want to have sex with? Golly, I don't know. And by the way, here's another angle to this, which I hadn't thought of, and I think it's important. As an attorney and public prosecutor, your comments were directly affected the pending litigation, indefensible and reprehensible, constituting forensic misconduct. Using the words... here we go. Schaefer claimed that Willis has a pattern of prejudicial public statements about the case, with interviews and public speeches claiming in making such statements she is intending to reject and infect the jury pool, arguing that that's infecting the jury pool, but all she's been saying should remove her that alone. And, of course, Wade, the guy Nathan Wade, has no RICO experience or felony prosecution experience, and yet he got paid almost $700,000 since January 2022. And, by the way, let's not forget that in legal filings last month, this guy Nathan Wade billed Fulton County for one single day in November 2021. He billed Fulton County in one day for 24 hours of work. 24 hours out of your workday, sir. And again, lawyers go by the minute. If you're talking to a lawyer, he's got a stopwatch going. If you call him at 10:15 in the morning and you get done at 11:17, that's 2 hours. You're into the second hour. So this guy charged 24 hours in one day. Boy, he must have been tired. I guess she was working with him on the side or something. Oh, my
the front,
God.
The back.
And by the way, one other thing on this story, too, which I think is important. I don't mean to dwell on it, but this is important. Check this out here. So they claim that Fanny the Floozy had improper, inaccurate characterization of Schaefer and the other nominee as fake electors to the national media. She was calling him a fake elector, all fake electors, exceedingly presidential to David Schaefer, noting that at all times material to her indictment, he was qualified as a lawful presidential elector. He was a lawful elector. She claimed that he was complaining that he wanted to be inaccurate or fake elector. She just called him a fake elector. He was a lawful elector. Pursuant to Georgia law, nominated as a presidential elector by the Georgia Republican Party. He was not a fake elector, and yet she called him that the whole time. She's been slandering and libeling to help the jury pool. Oh, well, I heard the guy's a fake elector. So the case is already decided before it ever gets to freaking court. That's what these people do. Underhanded little slime bag, slut and slime bag. Dear God, how could she think she was going to get away with this, by the way? All right, 4:45 already.
She still thinks she's going to get away with it.
Oh, yeah, she does. Yeah.
You know the answer.
That's right, baby. She got three things going for her. It's 4:45 and a Kimmer Feet Flounder. All right, look out. Here we go. Good Lord.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRU prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Hear that? That's the sound of the clock ticking. Valentine's Day will be here before we know it. Don't panic. I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers, and I can help you find the perfect gift. This year, visit SolomonBrothers.com and check out our gift guide. In honor of Valentine's Day being on the 14th, we've got 14 perfect gifts for your loved ones, starting at just $249. That's right, gifts starting at just $249. Shop earrings, necklaces, watches, bracelets, rings, and more. Whether you're buying for him or her, your child, loved one, or friend, no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Hear that? That's the sound you'll hear when they open that gift on Valentine's Day. This year, surprise your special someone with a gift they'll wear forever. Visit us today in any of our 3 showrooms on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and now in Peachtree City. Or shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
What's your retirement plan? Master Plan Retirement Consultants specialize in constructing plans designed to meet the challenges you could face over the course of a retirement. As holistic retirement planners, we cover tax, income, Social Security, legacy, healthcare, and long-term care planning. Our strategies are designed to maximize your retirement savings and income while minimizing taxes and protecting your assets from forces that could disrupt your retirement, providing peace of mind. A fiduciary advisory firm, Master Plan Retirement, works with you to create the potential for a sustainable retirement and a legacy to be remembered. Join us on our weekly radio show, Retirement Roadmap, every Saturday at 12 p.m. on Extra 106.3 as we discuss retirement topics for today's financial environment. Episodes can also be found on YouTube and on your podcast platform. Find us at masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
This Valentine's Day, treat your special someone to a spa day at Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy. Voted Best Day Spa by Atlanta Magazine. Give the gift of love and relaxation with a gift card they can use for massages, facials, body therapies, and more. Your loved one can unwind and let their stress melt away with a spa day at Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy. Visit them today. They have 8 locations around Atlanta or shop online anytime at naturalbody.com.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
And we got some breaking news here. Fun stuff about Disney. And we'll talk more about the wall and the border and all that stuff. 450 with the Kimmer Pete and flounder. He's back. And good to have it again. Thank you, Morning Joe, for filling in. Led Zeppelin. Is this Led Zeppelin?
Yes, it is.
It sounds like a piano. I'm not used to the Led Zeppelin piano tune. Almost sounded like Sherry Lee Lewis intro for a minute. Really?
I'll tell you why.
Okay, I look forward to it after I announce here that on this day in 1971, Led Zeppelin announced a small British club tour, which would see the group playing universities and small venues with ticket prices at about $15, I think. Zeppelin had 12 shillings. I don't know what that is. What's a shilling? Is a dollar or thereabouts? Anyway, whatever. $15. Zeppelin manager Peter Grant said, "We decided to do the clubs and forget about the bread and the big concert halls just for the fun." 1971 Led Zeppelin. And now it sounded like Jerry Lee Lewis. What's the deal on that?
It's called Boogie with Stu, and Stu was Ian Stewart. Ian Stewart was supposed to be a Rolling Stone, but their manager decided he was too ugly to be a Rolling Stone, so he just played with them on their albums and sometimes concerts and wise. But he was such a big, good piano player that Led Zeppelin and other people would use him as well. And he died back in the 80s. He died young, unfortunate there. But he was a big influence on Chuck Leavell.
Yeah.
You know, that's why Chuck Leavell went into the Rolling Stones, because Ian died.
And Chuck Leavell pretty much does the Rolling Stones set list and all that stuff. He kind of manages their music in a sense.
Yeah. Wow. And isn't he a big forester or so? What's the link with the...
he's a big tree guy.
Tree farm.
Yeah, he lives in Macon.
Yeah. And he has a tree farm or a forest farm or something or other. Yeah. Pretty cool. Well, good to know that, boys. Let's see. Birthday list includes Kathy Najimy, 67. She was Wendy on Veep. That was a great series. I've still got, I think I have like 40 episodes of Veep on my saving on my DVR thing with what's her name from Seinfeld. Wendy on Veep. You may also remember her from Hocus Pocus and the chubby nun from Sister Act movies. Kathy and Jimmy's 67 years old today. And our day in the history list includes 1969. I'm sorry, I'll start all over again, you idiot. 1869 on this day, Harper's Weekly magazine publishes the first picture of Uncle Sam with whiskers, that white goatee. 18 to 63. Okay. Okie dokie, 4:53 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We saw Martin on the phone. We got a phone call with Martin. Hey, Martin, welcome aboard, man. What's going on?
Yo, Kim. Calling about this fanny business. Fanny business, whatever the heck it is.
Yes, sir.
This Willis guy working all day. He's really been pulling a long one, huh?
Yeah,
perhaps
a long shift.
Right? Sticking around. Let's go to the other one. The parents that got in trouble for the kid that went off.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm hoping equality steps into this equation because I believe this is the only time parents have been held culpable.
It is. They say it's an historic case.
Let's hope it sets precedents and they can share all across the board.
Yep, and again...
In Switzerland, if your child gets hold of a gun, mandatory you're supposed to have a gun in the house for the whatever war stuff. Mm-hmm. But if the child gets hold of it and causes harm, parents are major league culpable. So I like that concept. If your kid's wandering around at night with a gun, like 11 o'clock or something. But geez, I think they should be at home, but that's just me.
Well, especially, how many times have we had stories here in the Atlanta area of a 12, 15, 14-year-old kids being the gunman for robberies at some gas station or carjacking or something? It's unbelievable.
They're going out for the parents to get cigarettes or something, So.
Yeah, I guess it's easily explainable.
What the heck?
Oh, my God. Martin, you have a great day, man.
You too.
Thanks. 4:55 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. They may have caught at least some of the migrants accused of beating those New York City police officers the other day. They fled the scene. Again, these migrants are caught on video kicking police officers in the face. Okay?
They're not migrants.
Well, no, they're illegal sneak-ins. Yeah, they're not migrants. Again, see, now I'm reading the headline. See, they got me doing it. This is the problem. This is the mainstream media. I'm calling them migrants. They're not migrants. They're illegals. In fact, what did we used to call them? They were...
well, you can't call them that.
Yeah, that's right.
Call them that anymore.
That's right. I forgot.
There's a couple things.
That's a new America now.
No.
Anyway, these freaking illegals who beat up kicking police officers in the face, kicking them all over. Hitting and all that stuff. And then they got caught. They went to court and they were released. Okay. On video, kicking police officers in the face. And again, I'm amazed that when they got to court and they had their mugshots taken, that they were able to open their eyes. If I had been, and again, I am calling, and I'm not a role model here, ladies, driving wrong with your kids in the car. You can tell them that I'm totally wrong on this. Those cops should have beat the living crap out of those scumbags before they ever got to the court case. I mean, honestly, if you kick a cop in the face and he arrests you and doesn't do anything, his buddies don't do anything, you got to be kidding me. How about a few kidney punches in the liver, in the gallbladder? I mean, something where it doesn't show up real good. Make sure he hurts for a long, long time. I'm serious. This is unbelievable. You can't do that to a cop and get away with it. And then they let them go and they fled. Well, they've caught him in Phoenix, Arizona. Involved in the mob beating of the police the other day, Monday night. Homeland Security guys caught him at a Greyhound bus station in Phoenix. 4 of them believed headed to California. 19-year-old Gomez, 19-year-old Achoka, 21-year-old Juarez, 24-year-old Reveron, and 22-year-old Boada, 21-year-old Barros, 24-year-old Brito. Gee, is there anything kind of linking those together at all, you think, maybe?
In 1954, the Eisenhower administration rounded up thousands of Mexicans and sent them back over the border. You know what the name of the operation was called?
I think I do, and I want you to say it out loud.
Operation Wetback.
That's right. That's an
the
official...
Los Angeles...
Yeah.
Yeah, the L.A. Times headline, 500 nabbed in Operation Wetback raid.
Yeah. And again, that was, I think, was because they would get wet swimming across the Rio Grande River, and they would be wetbacks, and they call them wetbacks. I think that's the original thing, right? I mean, as far as I don't think there's another reason. Anyway, here we go. And again, this border business of the wall, these dirty, stinking, rotten liars. It's 4:58 already. Holy cow! At 5 o'clock, the Fox News thing in our break coming up at 5 will probably have a Biden soundbite, maybe or maybe not. If they don't have him saying the words spine and courage, you're going to hear it from me in a few minutes after that.
You want to play it one more time?
Yeah, let's play it one more time. Just that first part there, that part where he gets, yeah, sure, 20 seconds worth.
Every day between now and November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends. It's time for Republicans in the Congress to show a little courage, to show a little spine, to make it clear to the American people that you work for them, not for anyone else.
You
World's
think
biggest hypocrite.
He works for the American people. He's been on the payroll of the communist Chinese and everybody else around the freaking world with his son in cahoots with the crime family for decades. Decades. Works for the American people and blames Donald Trump. From now on until the election, he's going to make sure that America blames Donald Trump for the border crisis, which now he's calling a crisis. That's the funniest part of this. It wasn't a crisis for 8 years until all of a sudden, oh my God. Oh, Lordy. All right, coming up at 5 o'clock. Holy crap of sports coming up the next 20 minutes or so, which we're looking forward to change the tactic here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 5 o'clock on 106.3. How's it going?
Show is back every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. only on WFOM Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3 FM.
It may be doomed to fail. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. A bipartisan border agreement now not expected to clear a Senate hurdle tomorrow.
The president says he is still pressing Congress to quickly pass a border enforcement deal negotiated by Senate Republicans and Democrats. But if that bill fails, he says he'll tell Americans why.
Trump and the MAGA Republicans said no because they're afraid of Donald Trump. Afraid of Donald Trump.
The measure also includes billions in additional aid for Ukraine and Israel.
And by the way, the world is waiting. The world is watching. They are waiting and watching what we're going to do.
House Republican leaders quickly rejected the immigration measures as insufficient, calling consideration in the Senate a waste of time.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The head of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, facing an impeachment vote soon in the House.
I think he's been a disaster for the country. I think that the open borders policy has placed our nation at serious risk.
But California Republican Congressman Tom McClintock says doing a bad job isn't grounds for impeachment, and he'll vote against it, along with at least one other Republican, Ken Buck, pushing the limit of the GOP's narrow majority. The former president's immunity claim fails in a federal appeals court. This in the fight over a special counsel's case stemming from January 6th related allegations.
This 3-judge panel here in Washington, D.C. ruled that the former president is not immune from prosecution for the indictment that accuses him of trying to overturn the 2020 presidential election results. This was his chief argument made by his legal team, that he was immune because these allegations centered around a time when he was still in office.
Fox's David Spunt in Washington. Former President Trump calls today's ruling nation-destroying. He can still take the immunity claim to the U.S. Supreme Court. America is listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
you can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a blank. Ready on the dog. Target. First spot of rear. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. Don't be afraid. 503. With Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls on 106.3. How's it going? Here's number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. A lot of breaking news going on here today. Political stuff, border stuff. They are going for the impeachment vote. Apparently the House is going to take the vote today. Perhaps any minute now. They're ready for the Mallorca. And again, let's be clear. It won't make a damn bit of difference, which I think is important. And we need to do more and more of these. They're going to make an impeachment vote in the House. The House will vote yes to start the articles of impeachment against the little pimp Mayorkas from the border. This is the same scumbag who knew that those men on horseback at the border were not whipping Haitians coming across the water. He knew it in advance. He said it anyway. This is the kind of disgraceful scumbag opening the border, ignoring federal law, and letting them in one after another.
Well, the problem is Democrats, when they impeach Trump, impeachment isn't serious anymore.
Right. This is why we need to impeach him. Trump was impeached twice for nothing. For nothing. And we need to impeach Mayorkas, and we need to impeach Biden. We need to impeach Carmela. I mean, we can impeach them all. And the more we impeach, the more people are going to say, well, what a joke that impeachment is. So they look back in history and say, oh, they impeached everybody back in the 200s, 2000s. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And although he's guilty, I mean, look at the rules and the laws that he ignored to allow 6 million people to come into this country. And remember, the reason they're coming in is you can't automatically guarantee they're going to vote Democrat when they get their cards eventually, because it's going to be amnesty. They're going to be there. Unless Donald Trump's elected, it's over. They're going to be American citizens. But even so, even if they're not registered to vote, they're still human beings who therefore are counted in the census. And that means if there are now an extra million people in New York State, an extra million people in California, they are going to be counted as more Congress people, more congressional representatives, more electoral votes. This is changing the country. Whether or not they're able to vote in the meantime doesn't matter. There's still people living in the country. It doesn't matter whether they're citizens, they're counted in the census. Homeless are counted. So, anyway, that's one of the reasons they're doing it, for the record. A quick, let's see, 506. Hold on, I just lost my thing on my iPad here. This story just in, and we'll do more on the border stuff and the Donald Trump thing. Also, Taylor Swift is having to sue some guy in college who's been after her, trying to put her in danger, checking her airplane flights and stuff. And the Black Texas college student defends black graduations coming up here on Black History Month. But first, remember, we've talked before about the conservative actress named Gina Carano. Well, she is suing Disney for wrongful termination. Former actress on the Disney Star Wars show The Mandalorian has sued Walt Disney for millions of dollars in lost income over wrongful termination and discriminatory treatment. She said, a short time ago in a galaxy not so far away, defendants made it clear that only one orthodoxy in thought, speech, or action was acceptable in their empire, and that those who dared to question or failed to fully comply would not be tolerated, said the lawsuit. Carano made waves were refusing to support movements and ideologies with which she did not agree, including Black Lives Matter, COVID lockdowns, and transgender pronouns. The final straw straw for Lucasfilm and Disney came when Carano drew criticism for a post on social media comparing today's political divide to the events in Nazi Germany and conservatives compared to the Jewish people. It included an image of a Jewish woman beaten and bloodied in a brutal campaign of anti-Jewish violence when it was part of the German-occupied territory. She said, how is that different from hating someone for their political views? Lucasfilm released a statement after that saying her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. So out she goes. Well, she's filed a complaint alleging that she was subject to harassment over her political views on social media. But the rule of law still reigns over the defendant's empire. Carano returned to demand they be held accountable for their bullying, discriminatory, and retaliatory actions affecting not only substantial emotional harm, but millions of dollars in lost income. And conservative actress Gina Carano sues Disney for their behavior against her because she didn't agree with what they wanted her to say in public. Free speech. This is it. This is what they do. Oh, Lordy. Anyway, 404-741-1230. 509. See, I said it fast that time for the morning crew. Let's see. Let's do the Peter Ducey thing again here. Speaking of border flounder, do you mind? Well, let's do that. And then we'll a little salute to Toby Keith. And again, he got roasted on social media. These bastards on social media will have no holds barred. Okay, now the border thing. Today, this is hysterical. In fact, I got to get the story because I have it on my phone. I'm getting it right now. Hold on. So I got it right here. And here it is. Okay. Peter Ducey was asking the podium princess, Rajin Twazine, about... no, where the hell? Why is it doing this for me? Hold on a minute. I got to get the... Oh, this is ridiculous. All right, hold on. I've got it.
Staff?
No, I got it right here. Here it is. Okay. Peter Ducey was talking with the podium princess about the border deal, and as you just heard a few minutes ago that we played, and again, I told you Fox News would not play the part where President showers with daughter was saying that the Republicans have no spine and courage and backbone. And now at the podium today, the podium princess took a question from Peter Ducey, who put it all on the line. Great move, Peter. Here you go.
You guys talk a lot, including today, about how the border wouldn't be such a big deal if Congress would have just passed your immigration bill on day one. Who was in charge of Congress on day one?
So it's been 3 years. It's been three.
You didn't answer the question.
Years. More than
history lesson time.
More than 1,000 days.
Oh, how many days?
And
what are you
look, this
trying
is
to
a
think of something
issue.
to say?
This is a difficult issue. And what we have said is that Congress has to act, right? Congress, Democrats, Republicans have to act. But in those 3 years, it is true that Republicans have gotten in the way. They just have, Peter. They have consistently used immigration, the immigration system, the broken system, as a political stunt. That's what they've done. They've gotten in the way in trying to get more Border Patrol
What does that mean?
They've gotten in the way in actually trying to fix what's happening, the challenges at the border. They did.
So,
they voted. They've actually voted.
The first 2 years, no response.
I'm not saying that Democrats have not been in control the first 2 years. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying House Republicans have gotten in the way.
Oh, please.
They have. They have purposefully gotten in the way in trying to fix what's happening at the border.
Yeah. Some of the media reaction. Are we supposed to ignore the fact that they've spent most of the last 3 years denying there was even a problem? Remember, they were not allowed to say the word crisis. In fact, Mayorkas today said, I'm not making this up. Let's see. President Stupidface recently said he would shut down the border. It was a crisis. I will tell you, this is my focus. It's a very serious challenge, and we are focused on it every single day. I will tell you that I am not focused on the words or uses, said Mayorkas. I'm focused on what we need to do after the president said, if you're serious about the border crisis, pass a bipartisan bill and I'll sign it. The president called it a crisis, and Mayorkas said, well, I wouldn't have said crisis. No, we're focusing not on the words, we're focused on the issue. I mean, even he can't admit that the president said it was a crisis. This is freaking hysterical. And we're supposed to forget that for 3 years, 4 years, oh, hell, 8 years, not under Trump. I mean, this is unbelievable. They'll do anything to justify their ridiculous policies. I mean, holy crap. Why did he cancel Remain in Mexico? Why did he cancel all the things that Trump had in place to make the border better? I mean, my God. They have the balls to say this kind of stuff. I mean, it's just outrageous. This is outrageous. And here we go. And President Stupidface again says he's going to make sure the American people from now until November 4th are going to blame Donald Trump for now what he is calling a border crisis. I tell you, I must be high. But I'm not having... If I was high, I'd like to have the fun part of it.
Yeah, share the wealth.
Come on. If somebody just got me high from that, I'd really like to appreciate it. Have a little fun with it.
Don't bogart that,
I haven't
my
been
friend.
high, so I got to... Well, now we're going to have to whole new thing. Don't bogart that joint. By the way, did that come from Humphrey Bogart bogarting a joint?
Yeah, because he used to take huge... No, he would take huge drags from it, from his cigarette.
Hey, save some for me. Oh, my God. 5:13. Holy crap, it's sports is next. Thank goodness. Oh, mercy.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
All right, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. 5:14. Pete Davis is next as we salute our buddies at Atlanta Safe House. I love these guys, Jeff and Mark. This is a we're tired of this wokeness going around America. These guys are the exact opposite. This is an American saluting patriotic company. They protect your stuff. If you get a safe and you think someone's going to try to give the safe code to somebody else, you can forget it. Atlanta Safe House doesn't go in for that kind of stuff. First of all, they take care of the things you need to save. Unlike the Kimmer, when I went to Florida and retired, I didn't have a safe down there like it needed. I bought 2 safes from Atlanta Safe House, gun safe, stuff like that. And by the way, they can bolt them from the inside to your concrete basement floor, your garage, or anything you want. Anyway, so I went down to Florida, didn't have a safe, can't find my medical records. VA has said, oh, we can't prove this stuff, even though we know you had da-da-da. Anyway, the stuff you need to save, keep it safe in your safe. And a safe is not that little plastic thing you get at the pharmacy that has a little teeny key. No. We're talking American Security, Fort Knox, Browning, Champion Superior safes, protecting your assets. Vault doors, business safes, high security safes, jewelry safes, gun safes, always on sale, making great savings. And if you go to their website, atlantasafehouse.com, check out their pistol safes as well. Very secure, very cool. And they have a showroom. If you're up near Ackworth, the showroom in Ackworth, Atlanta Safe House. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. Keep your Social Security card in your safe, not in your wallet. Don't be like the Kimmer. Keep your medical stuff in there, too. And tell them the Kimmer sent you to atlantasafehouse.com.
As we start 2024, Central Heating and Air Conditioning would like to thank everyone for trusting them with your heating and air conditioning and home performance needs by throwing the 27th annual Winter White Sale going on right now through the end of February. And you can save up to $2,000 with carrier rebates, the best in the business. At Central, you're guaranteed to get the best deals possible. And why is Central Heating and Air the best? Well, they're one of the few locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and it's still that way today. And Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house health and possibly your family's health with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speeds, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air's 27th annual Winter White Sale goes through the end of February. So check them out online at centralheat.com or call them at 770-GET-HEAT and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack. We specialize in only foundation repair. What is foundation repair? Foundations sink or settle. These issues need to be addressed. It only becomes more costly the longer you put it off. What is the biggest cause of foundation problem? Either poor construction, inferior site preparation, or weather. Drought causes cracks in your foundations. If you see any signs of foundation issues, please contact us at atlantaramjack.com.
Job seekers, stop the endless job hunt. The Blue Collar Recruiter is your key to the career you deserve. Are you a skilled worker seeking the right opportunity? Look no further. We connect you with employers who appreciate your dedication and expertise. Technicians, electricians, plumbers, welders, and more. We've got it all, and opportunities are just waiting for you. So skip the frustration and let us guide you to your next job. Call the Blue Collar Recruiter, 678-916-6145, or visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com.
The Atlanta Braves have launched Braves Country Baseball and Softball, a youth organization for kids 5 through 12 years old, and are looking for local rec leagues across the Southeast to join. Braves Country Baseball and Softball will consist of spring season league play and the chance for kids to represent their local communities in district, regional, and state tournaments, with all roads leading to Atlanta for the championships. Visit Braves.com/BCBS before the March 1st deadline to join the 50 leagues that have already committed.
You shouldn't need a degree in finance to choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-offs, no compromise, no hassle. Just the stuff you want from a bank that cares. And that means no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and automatic upgrades. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Visit Truist.com/one. Truist.com/ONE. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck, and I saw a statistic recently that jumped out at me. In 2017, home equity grew by a staggering $908 billion in America. That represents a 12% increase year over year. For most Americans, home equity is the biggest chunk of their personal wealth. At realestateagentsitrust.com, we see adult children who seek our help and sell their parents' homes. Often, the home is in a distant city and the condition of the home can be poor. And of course, our agents at realestateagentsitrust.com go above and beyond to help those families sell these homes, and that's a great feeling for everybody involved, including us. But it makes me wonder if there might be a better way. Have you considered looking at the equity you have in your home? It might be smart to sell now and downsize and have that equity to enjoy your golden years. If so, I urge you to go to realestateagentsitrust.com and let one of our agents see what might be possible by leveraging the equity in your home. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
Coming up, John Kerry's getting sued. Taylor Swift's back in the news. Gen Zers are freaking out about their taxes, all coming up. Plus a bunch of sports, birthdays, and history. But first, it's the highlight of your afternoon. It's Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis.
So, you speak Portuguese?
I do. El Greco, C. That's all I speak, though, is that one word, or C. Yeah.
Well, if you're a Falcon fan, you may want to brush up on it. The Eagles will open their home schedule this fall in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And one of their home opponents will be there, too. And one of those teams could be the Atlanta Falcons. So,
well, because
Raheem Morris,
yeah.
may open the season about 9 hours away by jet. Maybe. They haven't decided yet who the opponent's going to be. Would you go to Brazil to watch the Falcons play?
Well, no. I mean, I'd love to go to Brazil, to see Brazil in Rio de Janeiro and Portugal. I'd love to go there and see that stuff. If I were, retired and had money and had a girlfriend or something, I'd love to do stuff like that. But I'm not going to go. Who the hell would want to go to Brazil for the National Football League?
Wait a minute. You would bring a girlfriend to Brazil?
Well, yeah, I know there's a lot of sand. You don't bring sand to the beach, I know. I could probably find something down there. I bet you. In fact, I'm not making this up. Going to Costa Rica the first time. Of course, I was married, so it didn't matter. But when we flew to Costa Rica and go to their main airport there, when you get into the airport lounge, there are little tables all over the place, and at those tables are sitting young ladies by themselves, just having a cup of coffee or a drink or something, and they're just sitting there. And apparently the thing is that you can strike up a conversation and decide to have one of those ladies accompany you for your trip to Costa Rica. Guys on golfing vacations have told me about this, that the ladies are right there, and maybe you're taking a golf trip or something, and you want a little companionship for your weekend or 4-day holiday or whatever, and there they are. They're sitting right there available for you. So,
all right. They do the dishes, I'm sure. They just do a little cleaning.
Help you pack,
Casa.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Falcons have begun an ad campaign on Twitter portraying the new head coach and GM as a law firm called Morris & Fontenot. "Do you need to fight" is the slogan, which sure beats that tired old "rise up," which never worked, and I've been trying to get them to get rid of it for 10 years now, but whatever. By the way, they're doing a lot of posing. I don't know if you noticed on social media, there's a lot of posing with the new coach and everything.
Yeah.
So he better win.
And what's the slogan? Fight? What is it?
Do you need to fight?
What the hell kind of question is the slogan? Is a question? How?
It's a law firm.
Oh,
it's a law firm. I don't know. Okay. It's a Falcons. What do you expect?
I know.
It's a Falcons.
I wish them well. I hope they win every game. I hope they win every freaking game.
Me too.
I really do.
A lot of people have noticed the chemistry between the two men, Fontenot and Morris, at the news conference the other day. In fact, our secret microphones caught the moment when Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot knew this pairing would work.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep. Mom, can we have bunk beds? We want bunk beds.
Don't touch my drum set.
Don't touch my drum set.
What's your favorite dinosaur? Anyway, say it at the same time. 1, 2. Anyway, barbers around the country are being asked by thousands of men to get the Travis Kelce fade haircut. So, of course, the usual cabal of grifters are screaming racism. An article in the New York Times about Kelce's cut is being called racist and cultural appropriation.
Oh, my God.
As if black people invented the fade haircut, which they did not. The fade came into vogue in the 1940s and 50s by the U.S. military. It was adopted by the hip-hop community many decades later. No single race has any patent or copyright on how you cut your hair, no matter what they tell you. I cannot believe I even have to say that in 2024, but here we are. You can cut your hair any way you like.
Oh, my God. The high and tight in the Marine Corps, high and tight, where you shave the sides and oh, my God.
Jarheads.
That's why they call them jarheads. Put a jar in your head and shave around the edge of it. Dear Lord.
That's right. Well, that was invented by, somebody in 1980 Compton, I guess. So they're calling that.
Please.
One of the reasons Georgia starting quarterback Carlson Beck decided to come back for another season is, I'm sure, the scratch he's making on NIL money. That's my opinion. Well, how much money? Well, he's getting quite the car collection. Beck recently left Atlanta Autos with a brand new Lamborghini Urus Performante.
Oh, my.
BroBible.com reports when asked whether it was an NIL deal, the dealership responded with a pair of laughing emojis, which didn't clear anything up. Beck's new whip could be a lease. He could have bought it with his own money, but either way, it ain't cheap. The Performante model of the Lam truck costs no less than how much do you think?
A Lamborghini. Did you say it was a truck? Is it an SUV
they
Lamborghini?
They call it a Lam truck.
I'm not sure. But either way, a Lamborghini. It's got to be $400,000, $300,000.
Only $270.
Oh well,
only $270.
Yeah,
it's a bargain.
Oh, Lordy.
Regardless of whether Beck purchased his new Lambo outright or not, it's one of 3 rather expensive cars now in his garage. He recently got an E63. You know what that is?
Yeah, that's a Mercedes with a big engine in it.
Yep, from Athens. And already had a blacked out Dodge Charger Hellcat.
Yeah, Hellcat's 800 horsepower.
One of those.
Yeah. I had an E63 for a year. Yeah. That's
21 years old. He's already got those 3 in the garage.
I had a Lamborghini. Remember, we had a rental company. Was one of my sponsors 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And they gave me a Lamborghini for the weekend. Scared the crap out of me. Oh, my God. I hated it. You can't see anything. You can't move. First of all, you're wedged in that seat, and you can't see anything out those little side windows. It scared the crap out of me. I was going to crack it up, honestly. But it was fun for a weekend.
It's a bobsled.
Yeah, it's not. You wouldn't want to drive it around.
It's basically a bobsled.
You can't. Yeah, you
with
can't.
With wheels.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a nice bobsled.
Oh, no, believe me. You give me one, I'm taking it.
I like bobsled. Yeah. It looks like Clayton Kershaw may end his career with the Dodgers. They've agreed to a new contract. The future Hall of Famer will turn 36 next month, and he's kind of been losing it, especially, that postseason was horrible for him last year. Yeah. The Las Vegas mayor is sending mixed messages to the A's moving to her city. When I say mixed messages, she's saying stay away. Recently said on a podcast, in a perfect world, the best thing for the Athletics would be for them to stay in the Bay Area with a new ballpark. She's now kind of walking back that statement, but frankly, she said, don't come.
I thought they were all set to go. I thought it was all set. Holy cow.
Well, you know, she's changed her mind or something's gone on. They got a new mayor. Who knows? Hawks fell at home to the Clippers, 149-144 last night. A defensive struggle.
700-648 was the game score final. Jeez.
It's the new ABA.
It's unbelievable.
And they asked them, and the NBA guys say they're not concerned. This is like a momentary lapse of defense. No, it's not. This is the future.
God.
This is now. This is what's going on. It's the first time Sin City has hosted the Super Bowl, and that comes with some dangers that inherently come with Las Vegas. One NFL player, Janarius Robinson, has been arrested for a DUI in Vegas, but another one who has not been named yet found out that, you know what? You don't feed the coyotes.
Oh, my. That can't be good.
He was bitten by Wile E. Coyote at Lake Las Vegas. In related news, Las Vegas has a lake.
I didn't know. It must be man-made.
And coyotes.
Yeah.
Coyotes. I mean, who knew that?
Well, desert. Las Vegas is all desert, so that's probably why there's wildlife out there. Yeah.
We learned that in Bugsy Malone, the Warren.
Yes, we did.
Warren Beatty movie. Okay. Henderson Animal Control Administrator Danielle Harney warns visitors not to feed the animals, saying they are wild animals. When they're used to getting fed and not getting what they want, they will bite you. I didn't ask for ham and cheese. Where's my Reuben? Happy birthday to the greatest ball player of all time, who was...
Well, I know for a fact that this happens to be Ted Williams' birthday. Oh, no, I beg your pardon. That's not correct at all.
Not greatest ball player of all time.
Let's see. I do have a birthday.
Maybe the greatest pure hitter.
Greatest ball player of all time. Well, I probably...
You're cheating.
No, I was looking here. I don't have it on my list. Well, greatest ball player of all... God, a living...
Top of your head.
Well, Willie Mays, Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb...
Babe Ruth. It's not even close.
Yeah, okay.
Born in the Pigtown neighborhood of Baltimore in 1895, the Bambino was the American League home run leader in 1918, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. So take that, Shohei.
Holy cow. Wow.
Yeah, he ain't done that yet. So let's cool the brakes here on Shohei being the greatest of all time.
Yeah, good point.
1932, the first Olympic dog sled race held at Lake Placid, New York as a demonstration sport. It did not catch on in the Winter Games, but when I was up there in 2001, you could still get dog sled rides on the frozen lake.
Oh, is that right? No kidding.
Yeah.
And didn't you do a toboggan run or a bobsled run? Yeah. Cool.
Bobsled and toboggan, but the bobsled was one of the bucket list things. Man, it was right up there, and it was so much fun. So much fun. Let's see. On this date, 1956, Dodgers owner Walter O'Malley promised to help build a $30 million sports complex in Brooklyn, which included a new ballpark. At one point, the stadium was going to have a roof long before the Astrodome was thought of. Yeah. It even had the approval of the New York governor, but the city of Brooklyn, in all its wisdom, said, nah. 2 years later, the Dodgers were in L.A. They have no one to blame but themselves.
That's correct, sir.
And their sports.
Excellent. I got a bunch of birthday history things coming up later. We'll do it shortly. 5:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Coming up, we'll talk about John Kerry getting sued. John Fitzgerald Kerry. And the black graduation effort. And the Gen Zers are going nuts. We'll tell you what their latest complaint is coming on 5:31, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder right here.
Your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra.
Dan Goldman came out. This is a representative out of New York. This is the man who went up during the Biden impeachment trials going, there's no evidence, there's nothing. The same exact speech, you could actually take it almost word for word when he came out of this with Mayorkas was the same thing. There's no evidence.
The border being wide-ass open and evidence.
No evidence whatsoever.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now, I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPSETC.com.
Is this the year you want to grow your business? Do you want to expand your team? Build a new office? Hey, it's Tug, and I want to tell you about First Liberty Building and Loan. Aren't you exhausted by going to lenders, building a relationship, and a week later, you're dealing with a new person? You won't have to with First Liberty Building and Loan. The Frost family has been helping businesses grow since the 90s, and they can help you too. They know the patterns, they know the ebbs and flows, and they know business. Now the Frost family wants to know you. FirstLibertyGA.com. Buying a building, building a building, buying a franchise, or expanding. Reach out and spend 10 minutes with them. See if you're a fit for them and if they're a fit for you. FirstLibertyGA.com. By the way, if you're a young banker and you want to work with a team that's faith-friendly with a culture of excellence, First Liberty might be a good match. Reach out to First Liberty Building and Loan at FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in on Saturday or find it online at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 770-627-3235 or online at atlbail.com.
Spring is just around the corner. The last thing you want to do is spend all weekend on yard work. Echo Power Equipment takes the hassle out of yard work so chore time won't get into the way of your time. Don't buy your Echo equipment at a big box store. Visit your locally owned Howard Brothers for the best selection and price available. Howard Brothers' largest one-day sale of the year is Wednesday, March 16th. Put it on your calendar because Echo Power Equipment will be 15% off on that day only. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Echo and Howard Brothers.
Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you to the limits of your plan. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with promo code CLAY.
You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips.
The heartbreak of true love.
There's no tenderness like grief in your fingertips.
Yes, it's the Righteous Brothers, and it was a big hit on this day, 1965. Baby.
But baby, I know it. You lost
Who's singing this? Bum, bum. The Righteous Brothers, on this day, 1965, began a 2-week run at number one with Phil Spector-produced song, You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin'. It was also number one in Britain for the duo, who were not related by the reason they got their name was because they were singing in front of black audiences. Again, they have that soul sound, and some of the guys in the audience were saying, that's real righteous, brother. That's real righteous, brother. And so they said, what a great name. And that's how they got their name. That's a true story. As far as I know. Anyway, no, that's true. Right, you're right. That's righteous, brother. Let's see. Now, I'll make up some of our sports stuff from Pizza Holy Crap at Sports we didn't get to. On this day, Chris Humphries was born. Chris Humphries, 39 years old, played with the 76ers and then got waived in their final roster cut. Wasn't he one who got beat up by his girlfriend, actress chick?
No, he was married to Kardashian.
Oh, that's right. What it was. Yeah. Who was the one who used to beat up? I can't remember who that was now. Some actress.
Lamar Odom?
No, it was a white guy, and it was some hot actress used to beat the crap out of him. I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
You're thinking about the baseball player.
Yeah, I can't remember now. Anyway.
The pitcher.
Yeah.
What's her? She's gone now. She's dead.
Yeah, I think she. Well, wow. Anyway, Chris Humphries, 39 years old. Also on this day in history, 1967, Muhammad Ali pummels Ernie Terrell for 15 rounds and retains Ali's world heavyweight boxing crown at the Houston Astrodome. He also claimed Terrell's WBA belt as well. That was in 67. 1958, Ted Williams becomes the highest paid baseball player. The Red Sox outfielder re-signs for $135,000 in 1958. That was enormous money then. 1926, check this out. The NFL. Talk about rules for playing football. Hey, everything's changed now in college, everything else, transfers, all that stuff. In 1926, the NFL ruled that if you're a college student and you want to play in the NFL, you cannot play in the NFL until your college class graduates. No early dropping out of college to go play football. You have to wait till your college class graduates. And one more. I think we all remember this. 1988, famous video during the NBA All-Star Game in 88, slam dunk competition. Michael Jordan beats Dominique Wilkins by dunking from the free throw line. And he was flying all that distance, and that's what put him over the top against Dominique.
Chuck Finley. Finley beaten up by his wife, Tawny Katane.
Tawny Katane, there you go. I remember that. Chuck with the Oakland A's, wasn't it? Chuck Finley, right?
No, Angels.
Oh, that's right. Chuck Finley managed the Oakland A's, a different Chuck Finley. Or wasn't it Chuck Finley was a manager?
Chuck Tanner, you're thinking.
No, who was Finley, a manager of the A's? Charlie. Who was the guy who wanted the orange baseballs?
You're talking about Charlie. Charlie
Finley, wasn't it? What, one of the orange baseballs?
He owned the A's.
Charlie Finley, but it was a Finley. Yeah, it was a Finley, right?
He didn't manage.
Okay, the owner, yeah. Well, I got a half right. I got a Finley in there. Chuck Finley's not.
Well, that's how you usually do these facts. You're half-assed right.
I got two. No, ladies and gentlemen, he said I was half fast as opposed to being half slow. He said that's all he was said. In case you're
missed
offended.
It by that
much. 5:39. Give her Pete and Flounder here on 106.3 on your beautiful Tuesday afternoon. The electric shock reminding me I didn't do something. What do you got there, Flounder?
All right, this is a different one. Mike, the engineer, sent me this. This is Tom Wilson, who played the character Biff. On Back to the Future. Anyways, he did some stand-up, and he plays guitar, and he sings about the same questions he gets every time in regards to that movie.
Oh, cool. Here we go.
Where we go.
When I'm flying in a plane or I'm on the street, there's a lot of friendly people that I like to meet. They shake my hand but never ask my name, and they start asking questions that are always the same. Hey, what's Michael J. Fox like? He's nice. What's Christopher Lloyd like? Kinda quiet. What's Crispin Glover like? Unusual. Stop asking me the question. I went to the bar mitzvah of my nephew Josh. Now I'm not Jewish, but I like to nosh. Put on my yarmulke, started to pray. When the rabbi leaned over and I heard him say, hey, was that real manure? No, it wasn't. How was that DeLorean? A piece of garbage. Do those hoverboards really fly? It's a movie. Stop asking me the question. Can we take your picture? Come on, look mean. Would you call my friend a butthead on his answering machine? Questions fill my head. I went to my doctor. My doctor said, what does a key grip do? Set up lights. What does the best boy do? Help the key grip. What does a producer do? I don't know. Stop asking me the question. Do you all hang out together? No, we don't. How's Crispin Glover? I never talked to him. Back to the Future 4. Not happening. Stop asking me the question. Hey, who's the nicest famous guy you know? Adam Sandler. Who is the biggest jerk? Gary Busey. How much money do you make? More than you do. So stop asking me the question.
And what's that guy's name again?
That is Tim Wilson, the character Biff in Back to the Future.
Tim Wilson. I know that name. I don't know why I don't know his
I'm sorry,
stuff.
Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson. That's
fun. Oh, boy, and by the way, I'll bet you he gets more action than any 50 people you know. A guy at a comedy club who plays the guitar and sings and is funny like that. Holy cow!
And was in Back to the Future.
Chicks love that stuff. Oh, can you imagine? Oh, man. And he's fine. That's very clever stuff. That's a very clever material.
So I'm guessing he also, I'll check tomorrow, but I'm wondering if he does other stand-up besides that.
Get whatever you can get of him. That's funny stuff. We could play him every day. In fact, we could have a Biff section. If he has enough stuff. Anyway.
Let's revisit that in the meeting tomorrow, the pre-production meeting.
Yeah, I got a meeting on how to change the camera. Once again, I was not invited. How can we change the camera show? Well, get rid of the birthdays and the history. Make them say the phone number a lot faster. Stop saying every time he stops to take a breath. Biden administration is getting sued because of John Fitzgerald Kerry. Thinks he's John Fitzgerald Kennedy because of his staff. Apparently, he refuses to tell anybody how many people he has on his staff and how much it costs. So the energy watchdog group Power the Future has filed a Freedom of Information lawsuit against President Stupidface because they won't tell how many people and what kind of money we're talking about for the climate czar, John Kerry. He has a multi-million-dollar office, refused to disclose names or titles of anybody on the staff. For 3 years, he's been jetting around international climate conferences, sending taxpayers the bill. He works for the taxpayers, and he won't say how much money he's spending, and they want to get to the bottom of it. We're hoping that by suing him, they'll bring to light the information we deserve to know. The names, office goals, budgets, outside partnerships, maybe peddling influence on Joe Biden's green agenda. Ta-da! That's the bottom line. And they're trying to find out whether these so-called policy analysts and senior advisors are, according to the Boston Herald, John Fitzgerald Kerry's staff collects $4 million a year for policy analyst senior advisors. Unnamed ones individually getting $190,000 a year. And nobody's saying where, how many and where and what the deal is, whether that's on legit. Well, gee, why should we know? We're only the people. Unbelievable. 544. And again, I know you know this by now, but Toby Keith has passed away at the age of 62. He had stomach cancer a long time ago. He announced it many months ago. And he passed away, it says, peacefully with his family surrounding him. He fought his fight with grace and courage. Respect our privacy, please. And Toby Keith went on 11 USO tours, big military supporter, male vocalist of the year in 2001, Academy of Country Music, Songwriters Hall of Fame. And here's a little Toby Keith. I love this song. How do you like me now?
The only cowboy in this place.
His girlfriend turned him down in high school. And then she wakes up to him singing on the radio.
Big Texas smile on
So I just sent you a tweet. Did you know Toby Keith gave Taylor Swift her first start?
As good as I once was.
I did not know that.
She was signed to his label.
No kidding. And he was responsible for getting her signed?
It says here, without Toby Keith, there would be no Taylor Swift. Toby signed her to his record label and gave her her start.
Well, I'll be damned. And again, this is As Good As I Once Was, which is my second favorite song. My first one is How Do You Like Me Now? And this one is As Good As I Was. Ain't good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
As I ever was.
Toby Keith passed away at 62, stomach cancer. And by the way, I saw a picture of him with, I guess, his wife. He has children and grandchildren, 4 grandchildren, wife Tricia, 3 kids. And I saw a picture of him with her, and he weighed about 100 pounds. It was just horrible. And he was a big, burly, beefy guy. He was either like a longshoreman or a rodeo wrestler or worked the docks or, he was a tough, big, burly guy. And stomach cancer, dead at 62, Toby T. And just very quickly, I'm going to take a break. We got a break. Okay, 5:46. We'll come back. Don't go away. Toby T.
I said, Dave, I ain't as good as I once was.
Atlanta radio legends collide on Extra 106.3. The legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Bortz joins the show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2022 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for customer sales experience and Atlanta's only 8-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRU-prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Hear that? That's the sound of the clock ticking. Valentine's Day will be here before we know it. Don't panic. I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers, and I can help you find the perfect gift. This year, visit SolomonBrothers.com and check out our gift guide. In honor of Valentine's Day being on the 14th, we've got 14 perfect gifts for your loved ones, starting at just $249. That's right, gifts starting at just $249. Shop earrings, necklaces, watches, bracelets, rings, and more. Whether you're buying for him or her, your child, loved one, or friend, no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Hear that? That's the sound you'll hear when they open that gift on Valentine's Day. This year, surprise your special someone with a gift they'll wear forever. Visit us today in any of our 3 showrooms on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and now in Peachtree City. Or shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
I think it's time to get rid of
that old, ugly garage door.
Get rid of it? All it needs is a quick repair. Where's my duct tape and WD-40?
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors, and let us be the ones to tell you if you need a repair or a replacement. If you have a wooden or uninsulated steel door, a replacement will always pay for itself with energy savings. But if your door is insulated and not very old, put down the duct tape and let us come out to service your door the right way. Head to allfourseasonsgarages.com or give us a call today.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
My name is Pamela Conley. I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 22 years. It's been the best years of my life, and not everyone can say that about their jobs. I'm the intake specialist for new clients, so I am the voice you hear when you call our office and the first face you see when you come by. I love sharing my years of experience with people and alongside Bruce, helping them through what is so often a really hard time. My name is Pamela Conley, and I work for Bruce Hagen. Let him work for you. Hagen-law.com.
Giddy up, go a little down, and now a little country music time, right? Oh, sorry, not really.
I bought a brand new Airmobile.
Kind of a country twang to it. For the Rolling Stones. It was on this day, 1965. The Rolling Stones' second album, Rolling Stones number 2, started a 3-week run at number 1 in the UK charts, followed its predecessor's tendency to largely feature R&B covers. However, the Stones did contain 3 compositions from the still developing Mick Jagger, Keith Richards songwriting team. And again, this was an early
John Lennon.
Yeah.
John Lennon says you ain't going to make any money or stay doing covers. You got to write your own songs.
Is that what he got that advice? That's wow, cool. And they did. I'll be darned. Let's see. Birthday include Axl Rose. Guns N' Roses' Axl is 62 today. Also a birthday, Michael Tucker, the actor. He was in L.A. Law and Annie Hall. Michael Tucker, 79 today. Was on this day in 2003. ABC aired the documentary Living with Michael Jackson on 2020. A British journalist had been allowed access to Michael Jackson for 8 solid months, and he got him to admit that, sure, he does allow children to sleep in his bed. And on this day in 1996, Falco died. You may not know the name. You'll know about him in a minute. Falco died in a terrible accident in the Dominican Republic. He was 40, best known for Rock Me Amadeus. He suffered a severe head injury when his SUV collided with a bus pulling onto the highway. His real name, Johann Holzel. Falco and that thing there. Anyway, okay, let's get to the... by the way, mentioning... that Toby Keith and Flounder just told us that he was actually the person who signed Taylor Swift to his record label, got her to go. Here's what some of the social media people... I won't read them. I'll read one part of it because it's so vicious. Toby Keith was a racist and a bigot that drummed up a hate campaign against the Dixie Chicks. Okay, well, the Dixie Chicks, as you'll recall, including a little fat, chubby, cute one, were over in foreign country saying they were ashamed to be Americans and ashamed of their president, George Bush. And that's why the campaign against the Dixie Chicks began. And radio stations stopped playing their stuff. Now, a liberal says, I sad to see Toby Keith has passed. I disagree with how he viewed the world as a Dixie Chicks Democrat, but nobody can deny the sense of humor and talent he held while active in the industry. I say, R.I.P., none of these petty things matter now. And then leave it to the liberals to use the Dixie Chicks, today of all days, to bastardize the death of Toby Keith while his family's mourning. They have zero shame, but we knew that. They didn't care that he pushed back on them and their anti-American rhetoric. And Toby Keith will mysteriously start voting Democrat now, blank the Dixie Chicks, who changed their name to Chicks because of racism. So anyway, Toby Keith. And again, Taylor Swift is going to sue a college junior named Jack Sweeney, who is at University of Central Florida. He has a website that keeps track of all the planes and helicopters and travel logging flights and locations of celebrities, including Taylor Swift. And after all the stuff with the NFL and Travis Kelce and the name and stuff like that, she says he's putting her life in danger because people are stalking her. She just had a guy arrested at her town now. So anyway, she's about to sue him because of all that stuff. Let's see, 5:55. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Gen Zers, according to an app on the finances going around in America, Gen Zers need help from their therapist. 1 in 4, a quarter of Gen Zers need help from their therapist to recover from the trauma of filling out their taxes. People in these generations are used to products and services that make their lives easier. Need food? Tap your dinner's on the way. Want new music to listen to? Tap your playlist already on your music player. Taxes feel tedious and stressful, and worst of all, the consequences are pretty high. So they have to do them, and it takes hours. Especially young filler-outers viewing their taxes as a confusing, anxiety-inducing experience that's painful to navigate. And so a lot of them have to call a therapist to get over it. This is unbelievable.
They want to take anything that takes a little effort and work out of their lives. They're the laziest generation.
Well, and here's trying to make an excuse for it. It says it's not necessarily that Gen Zers and millennials are spoiled or bad with money. They're also concerned about their money going in. Rather, their generations before have they're amassing more debt chasing the American dream than the parents before them because they're not, they want everything now, and think they're due all this stuff. Anyway, the freaking Gen Zers, that's hard to believe. Let's see, 5:57 already. I can't even believe it. Donald Trump lost a case in the federal court, said he is not immune from prosecution. Let's see. Do we have time for the Tucker Carlson? That might be a little long. Talking about, listen to Tucker Carlson explaining why he went to Russia to interview Putin, and the liberals are going nuts, calling him a traitor.
Most Americans have no idea why Putin invaded Ukraine or what his goals are now. They've never heard his voice. That's wrong. Americans have a right to know all they can about a war they're implicated in. And we have the right to tell them about it because we are Americans too. Freedom of speech is our birthright. We were born with the right to say what we believe. That right cannot be taken away no matter who is in the White House. But they're trying anyway. Almost 3 years ago, the Biden administration illegally spied on our text messages and then leaked the contents to their servants in the news media. They did this in order to stop a Putin interview that we were planning. Last month, we're pretty certain they did exactly the same thing once again. But this time, we came to Moscow anyway. We are not here because we love Vladimir Putin. We are here because we love the United States, and we want it to remain prosperous and free. We paid for this trip ourselves. We took no money from any government or group, nor are we charging people to see the interview. It is not behind a paywall. Anyone can watch the entire thing, shot live to tape and unedited, on our website, tuckercarlson.com. Elon Musk, to his great credit, has promised not to suppress or block this interview once we post it on his platform, X, and we're grateful for that. Western governments, by contrast, will certainly do their best to censor this video on other less principled platforms because that's what they do.
In fact, ex-Congressman Adam Kinzinger says Tucker Carlson's a traitor. Bill Kristol says he shouldn't be allowed back to the United States. Seriously, Kinzinger calls you a traitor. You surely assume you are not. He's hollowed out the Constitution. These people are wearing its skin like a suit to hide their communism.
What makes him a traitor? We're supposedly not at war with Russia, so what makes him a traitor?
A journalist to get an interview answer. And he said, oh, my God. Well, I should talk. I sent my picture into the Lonely Heart Society. They sent it back. They said they're not that lonely. All right, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. I got to go. You're killing me, boys. Pete and Flounder. See you tomorrow. Hoorah, I got to go. Have it, herp. Look out.
Your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra. Every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on WFOM Marietta Extra 106.3.
The ruling is in.
7. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. A federal appeals court has ruled on whether former President Trump is immune from prosecution in his 2020 election interference case.
The question, can a former president be prosecuted after they leave office for actions taken when they were in the White House? The answer from a panel of the Washington, D.C. Court of Appeals, yes, they can be held accountable by the criminal justice system for their actions while in office. Former President Trump has claimed immunity in the case, which centers on his bid to hold on to power after losing the 2020 election to Joe Biden, as well